Say it. I trust. Say it. In you. I believe. Say it. You are the God of miracles. You are the God of. Yeah. 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 Say, there's nobody like my God. There's nobody like my God. Hey, there's nobody like my God. There's nobody like my God. Hey, there's nobody like my God. There's nobody like my God. Hey, there's nobody like my God. There's nobody like. Hey, let's go. Water you turned into wine. Sing. Hey. Y'all sound good, Anthem. Hey, hey, day into the dark. Rock, 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 rock. There's nobody. Ain't nobody like you. Hey, hey, so everybody say hard. Yep. Let's go. Our God. Yep. Yeah. Everybody say, there's nobody like my God. There's nobody like my God. Hey, there's nobody like my God. There's nobody like my God. Say, there's nobody like my God. There's nobody like my God. Hey, there's nobody like my God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand? 3, if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand? Hey, hey, hey. Take it up, say what? What can stand? Yeah. Hey, say, we worship, adore you. There's nobody like you. There's nobody like you. Hey, say we worship, adore you. There's nobody like you. There's nobody like you. Oh, we worship, adore you. There's nobody like you. There's nobody like you. Ah, we worship. Oh, adore you. Nobody like you. There's nobody like you. Ah, we do. I can search for all eternity long and find there is none like you. There is none like you. Oh, no one else can touch my heart like you do. Oh, I can.
I begin my contribution to this substantive bill here tonight, and I know the night is still young. Allow me to congratulate you, Mr. Speaker, on your appointment as Speaker of this House, and to extend those congratulations to Member for Princestown on being the Deputy Speaker as well. And allow me as well, Mr. Speaker, to congratulate the Honourable Member for Superior on once again creating history and blazing her trail in her own indelible way on once again becoming the only female elected Prime Minister for a second time in history. And of course, Mr. Speaker, allow me to say thank you to the people of Trinidad and Tobago for rejecting what we just heard and for overwhelmingly supporting this government and bringing us into power. It will indeed be remiss of me if I do not say a special and a heartfelt thank you to the people of La Brea and Point Fortin for ensuring that for the first time in a long time, they actually have representation in La Brea and in Point Fortin. Mr. Speaker, I believe that by the time I take my seat, I would have already contributed more than the former member of La Brea did in the last 5 years. Yes. Let me also say thank you to the member for Faizabad and the Minister of Finance for piloting this bill, Mr. Speaker, and for his powerful and eloquent delivery as he piloted this bill, and for giving me this opportunity to make this contribution here tonight. Mr. Speaker, for me, this contribution is more than just an opportunity to lend my voice to a debate. You see, Mr. Speaker, for me it goes deeper than that. It is no secret that I was once a trade union leader of a great union in this country. And as a leader of that great union, I would have joined my comrades of the Public Service Association in rejecting and protesting against this TTRA Act. And while we would have protested, Mr. Speaker, we sang a song. And that song was when those who labor hold the reins of power. I would like to be in that number. And Mr. Speaker, today I am in that number. And Mr. Speaker, unless the population is fooled and believes otherwise, the member for Port of Spain, North St. Anne's West is no comrade of mine. Mm-hmm. Yes. He called me comrade earlier on. Earlier on he called me comrade. But you see, Mr. Speaker, A comrade does not do what they did to the labor movement for the last 10 years. That can never be a comrade, Mr. Speaker. So he's no comrade of mine. And certainly, Mr. Speaker, some may even say that what would have transpired with the labor movement, and especially with me, that my entry into the politics and into this house is poetic justice.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you want to speak to the lawyers in the house, there's a saying that justice must not only be done, it must seem to be done. And today the public could see justice is done. Mr. Speaker, lending my voice here tonight to this debate signals to this country that there are two very important elements that this government holds dear and takes seriously. Earlier on, we debated the Children Life On Act, which signaled clearly that children means the world to us in government. And now we are debating the repeal of the Trinidad Revenue Authority Act, which signals clearly that this government cares about labor more than any other government in this country. Gone are the days, Mr. Speaker, when workers and trade unions in this country will be treated with disdain, with contempt, with disrespect by an evil, wicked, arrogant, vindictive PNM administration. Gone are those days, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to commend my comrades from the PSA who have stuck it out and are still here with us in the public gallery. And they have fought long and hard. And again, in the labor movement, we sing, help will come when help is needed. Comrades, help is here. Mr. Speaker, this TTRA, as posited by the previous administration, was yet another attempt in the agenda to destabilize the trade union movement and to get rid of workers and decent paying jobs in this country. It was a way of attacking the PSA and to undermine the right to free and fair collective bargaining of workers employed at the BIR and at Customs and Excise.
Yes, sir.
Once you remove workers, Mr. Speaker, from a position of collective bargaining, and you transfer them to contracted positions with no security of tenure, then in effect what you'll be doing, Mr. Speaker, was moving workers from collective bargaining to collective begging.
Yes. Yeah.
That is what they were intended to do. With the previous administration's decision to form the TTRA, what would have transpired with the creation of this authority would have been nothing more than a party group, since the political directorate would have staffed and stuffed the TTRA with party loyalists, other sympathetic party hacks of the previous administration, and I dare say even the previous Minister of Finance. Mr. Speaker, this TTRA Act that we seek to repeal here tonight was always going to be inimical to the best interests of the members of the PSA, of the workers of the Revenue Authority, the BIR, sorry, and Customs and Excise. Just imagine, Mr. Speaker, that the board that they proposed for the TTRA was a 9-member board, and all 9 appointed by the Minister of Finance. And that Minister of Finance will stipulate the terms and conditions of the appointment. And since the Minister of Finance will be appointing the board, it is possible and or likely that the appointment of board members will be politically aligned to the ruling government. And of course, I mean, you expect anybody else to put somebody who they don't trust. That's what they had proposed, Mr. Speaker. But thank God for April 28th that we have seen the light and we have gotten relief from that. And you know what would have then happened was that the board may employ any person on terms and conditions as it deems fit, opening up the entire TTRA now to political cronyism and influence, which is a regular complaint in the public domain. So imagine right now, they complain about it, and there is a union, and there is a service commission. If you abandon the process that gets workers through the service commission, Mr. Speaker, you can just imagine what can happen. And Mr. Speaker, I'm not speaking about a pie-in-the-sky hypothetical situation, you know. No, I'm not speaking about that. I mean, there's enough evidence to tell us what would have happened. Permit me, Mr. Speaker, to bring to your attention, and this House attention, a newspaper article dated the 5th of October 2022, headline, Judge upholds ex-BIR Commissioner's lawsuit against Imbut. The article goes on to state, Mr. Speaker, a former assistant commissioner of the BIR has emerged victorious in her legal battle against Finance Minister Con Imbe over being treated unfairly in her bid to be appointed chairman of the organization. Mr. Speaker, this is not TTRA, no. This is BIR. I'm not yet talking about TTRA, I'm talking about what happened in BIR, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
So if this is what we're going to BIR, let me finish the article, Mr. Speaker. Delivering judgment on Tuesday, High Court Judge Margaret Mohammed upheld Rohini Ramkissoon's judicial review lawsuit against Imbut. Mohammed ruled that Imbut's decision not to recommend Ramkissoon, who held the post as acting commissioner for the position, was unlawful and quashed it. According to the evidence in the case, the legal dispute began shortly before former BIR chairman Ravi Taklal Singh proceeded on pre-retirement leave in January 2021. The finance minister's permanent secretary wrote a memo to the director of personal admin seeking approval for a then acting assistant commissioner to be appointed to the post. Aggrieved by the decision, as her colleague had less experience than her and her fellow 3 commissioners, Ramkissoon's lawyers wrote to President Paula May Weeks questioning the proposed appointment. After the President's office indicated she had not made the appointment, the Permanent Secretary indicated that the memorandum would be rescinded. In February last year, Ramki Soon was called to a meeting with the Permanent Secretary and Imbert, in which she was told that it, the meeting that is, was an interview for the position. During the meeting, Imbert allegedly questioned her about an investigation being conducted by the division's Criminal Tax Investigation Unit into value-added tax refunds to two taxpayers.
What?
Ramki Soon admitted she was aware of the investigation, but denied any wrongdoing,
That's not nefarious.
as she indicated that no allegations were levied against her. The following month, Ramki Soon was informed she could not be recommended for the post based on investigation.
What?
In deciding the case, and Mr. Speaker, this is the part I want us to pay special attention to. In deciding the case, the judge ruled that Imbert
Special agent.
did not act fairly, as he only asked Ramki Soon if she was aware of the investigation. She was not told that she was a person of interest or informed of the specific allegations against her, which caused the defendant to be concerned, Mohammed said. She was not allowed to address the defendant's concern for denying her the position and therefore not treated fairly and denied natural justice. You know, Mr. Speaker, I wish I had finished the article. Mohammed also ruled that Imbert acted irrationally in handling of the interview.
That's the working. That's it.
In my opinion, there was no evidence that the defendant considered that the persons who were involved in the approval of the payment of the tax refunds were persons other than the claimant, and that the CTIU was still conducting inquiries where it did not name the claimant as a person of interest, she said. Mohammed rejected claims from Imbert's legal team that Ramki Soon's case was academic, as she could not be
Point
reconsidered
of order, Mr. Speaker.
for the position because
Point of
she
order.
reacted.
Standing Order 49. The member obviously does not know, is new. That matter is under appeal. It is therefore subjudice. It is subjudice, Mr. Speaker. It's under appeal. And I stand by what I say. It's under appeal.
Mr. Speaker,
the subjudice rule has always, throughout this swath of law on subjudice, it is not a hard and fast rule. Even these standing orders recognize that. Even the common law on pretrial publicity recognizes that subjudice is not really a hard and fast rule. So if we go through the standing order, member, it says subject always to the discretion of the Speaker, to the right of the House to legislate on it. We could skip over that. Any matter relates to active proceedings until the matter is ended by judgment or discontinuous. So there is a judgment. You would be entitled to come thereafter and to seek the leave to clarify it if there is an appeal. You may do so with my leave. Thank you. Continue.
Mr. Speaker,
Rational as usual.
I want to advise the member for Diego Martin Northeast to not obfuscate my novelty in this parliament for my ability to properly deliver a licking on it.
This is a trade unionist.
Mr. Speaker, I will err on the side of caution. But Mr. Speaker, I'll continue reading.
There has been some contribution from the floor that the appeal was dismissed. Have you been able to confirm whether the appeal is alive and active?
As far as I'm aware, it's alive.
Sorry?
Mr. Speaker, is it the appeal the Ministry of Finance and Ronnie Ramkissoon? Right, it was dismissed on the 24th of February 2025.
Yes,
No, hold on. Hang on. For future consideration, I will ask members when invoking the Subjudice rule to pay particular attention to 49(1)(c). The member does not in his comments create a real and substantial danger to prejudice to the fair determination of a matter. So it's a compendium of considerations. So I'll ask members to pay particular attention and not simply invoke the rule for invoking the rule's sake. It is not a hard and fast rule, first of all, and secondly, the factors which are outlined in the standing order is a compendium of factors. So, member, continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in as much as I was in full flight and shut down, could I just request that I get back my injury time, please? At the appropriate time, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I was at the paragraph that said, Mr. Speaker, in my opinion, there was no evidence that the defendant considered that the persons who were involved in the approval of the payment of tax refunds were persons other than the claimant, and that the CTIU was still conducting inquiries where it did not name the claimant as a person of interest, she said. Mohammed rejected claims from Imbert's legal team that Ramkissoon's case was academic, as she could not be reconsidered for the position because she retired with the case still ongoing. Saying the ministry used the wrong appointment procedure initially, the judge suggested that the judgment would assist Imbert when he has to make similar appointment recommendations in the future and will serve as a deterrent to avoid another misstep. In the absence of any legislative procedure to guide the defendant, it is important that he understands that he has a duty to exercise his discretion lawfully, comply with the principles of natural justice, and to act reasonably and rationally when making his decision. Those are not my words, those are the words of the judge in the case speaking about the former Minister of Finance.
yes. Forget this trade unionist out.
Mr. Speaker, so when there's a complaint that based on the structure and the wording and the shape and form of the act, that the minister has too much power, you could just imagine if the UNC did not win, what would have happened to all of those workers in BIR and customs.
Yes, yes. Don't imagine. What's the truth, eh?
Mr. Speaker,
What's the truth?
within the BIR and the Customs and Excise Division, there are certain specific, specified jobs that does not exist anywhere else in the public service. So for the other side to say that they had options to stay, to move, to go somewhere else. Really and truly, Mr. Speaker, they really had no options, you know. It's take it or leave it or do or die, you know.
Disingenuous. Disingenuous.
They are very limited of few equivalent jobs in the wider public service for particular categories. I can name a few, Mr. Speaker. Revenue plan officers, revenue training officers, revenue officers, valuation and rating officers, tax officers, and I could go on. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, these specialized workers, they would have pursued additional training and studies in order to attain their jobs. And these skill sets will not be easily transferable into other areas and other departments. So then what do you do with them? Well, I know what they were going to do to them because I know what they did to me.
Yes.
What they were going to do to those workers, Mr. Speaker, is nothing different to what they did to the workers in Petrotrin and TSCT. Yes. Send them home. Mr. Speaker, when they move workers from a permanent job to a contract job, what that does to the worker is that that worker is unable to access loans, whether it's loans to buy a house or to buy a car. They're unable to live comfortably from month to month because they're wondering, after the end of this contract, what's going to happen to me? Will it be renewed? Will I be sent home as they did with others? And therefore, because workers have no security of tenure, it is difficult for any worker on contract to have a decent standard of living. But maybe that was the plan. I hope not. And of course, the Prime Minister would have told us earlier on about the prevalence of contract work in the public service. Hundreds of millions of dollars spent on short-term contract and people on short-term contract. Hundreds of millions of dollars. And I want to address something Diego Martin Ortiz, member for Diego Martin Ortiz, said in his contribution. He made reference to the Civil Aviation Authority Act, the Postal Corporation Act, and said the same thing they do there, we do it over here. But it was not the same thing, Mr. Speaker. It was not the same thing. What's different? I'll tell you what's different. What's different is that within the civil aviation and even the Postal Corporation and even some of the RHAs, Mr. Speaker, the unions that represented the workers before the authority was created was transferred into the new authority. That is what is different. So there was no need for the PSA to go back and ask again for recognition for civil aviation.
Yes.
There was no need for NUGFW to go back and ask for recognition within the RHA. It just transferred. With that side, Mr. Speaker, what was going to happen is that...
Extra 15 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, could I get my injury time plus the additional time, please?
You can get your 15 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Take your time.
Yes. With the Revenue Authority that they were going to create, Mr. Speaker, the PSA was going to be left outside in the lurch, in the rain, in the dark, and the workers would have been inside there on their own by themselves and at the whims and fancies of the political directorate. That's what was going to happen. Special investigator.
Officer Skin.
And of course, the member for the Gomartin Northeast made a statement that they'll be transferred on terms no less favorable than what they enjoyed in the public service. But, Mr. Speaker, that cannot be upheld, since the officer, upon transferring to the TTRA, will no longer be beneficiary of a collective bargaining agency and will no longer be afforded the protection of a union. So it can't be the same terms and conditions. Because what happened with the revenue, with the Civil Aviation Authority and with the Postal Corporation Act was that the union came across and terms and conditions continued. That is not the same thing that they proposed, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the same salary that they're proposing for the workers of the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, the same infrastructure that they're putting into the Revenue Authority, the same resources that they're expending into the Revenue Authority, the same training and developmental program that they're executing in the Revenue Authority. If you put that same resource, that same effort, that same program, that same effort into BIR and customs, there'll be no need for a Revenue Authority, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this Revenue Authority was always intended to deplete the staff and to attack and target the PSA, as they did with the OWTU, as they did with the CW, and all the other unions. They were going to attack workers, send workers home again. 500 went home in TSTT. I passed in the first 500. Our next 450 went home in that happened in 2018. Our next 450 went home in 2022 in TSTT. 5,000 went home, well, all went home in Petrotrin. Everybody in Caroni Green got fired. Everybody in Government Human Resource Services get fired. Everybody in TDC get fired. Revenue Authority would have been no different, Mr. Speaker. And then I saw recently on social media a hotline created by that side to call and report political victimization if you lose the job.
Job loss.
Mr. Speaker, how much more hypocritical can a party get when they do that? Where was the hotline for me when they threw me out at TSTT? Where was the hotline for GHRSL workers? Where was the hotline for Caroni Green workers? Where was the hotline for Petrosian workers? Where was the hotline for Chulma workers? Where was the hotline for Rohini?
Yes.
And they have the gall, Mr. Speaker, They have the gall to posture as if they care. But they only care because they see, Mr. Speaker, when I was small, if it's one thing to get me in shape, it's a good looking, you know. They only care because they got a good looking, you know, Mr. Speaker. That's the only reason why they care. They did not care before. They were arrogant, dismissive, contemptuous, vindictive, hateful, spiteful against us. And that has not changed. Mr. Speaker, I hold no brief for the former member for Diego Martin West. None. But all of a sudden, it seems as if it's only him alone was culpable and all the damn hands clean.
No.
But you see, Mr. Speaker, with the TTRA and with every firing of every worker in this country, every one of them on that side is culpable for what happened to us. Every one, not one shall escape unscathed. All. Mr. Speaker, I heard a statement made earlier on by Port of Spain, North St. Anne's West. Mr. Speaker, Port of Spain, North St. Anne's West made a statement and said, law must never be made on the basis of an existing individual. Well, okay. But workers must never be sent home or fired on the basis of an existing individual. And Mr. Speaker, before I take my seat,
Take your time, comrade. Take your time, comrade.
the member for Diego Martin Northeast, when he stood up for his contribution, the first thing he said was he highlighted the deficit budgets of the UNC government between 2010 and 2015. Mr. Speaker, the highest the budget reached in the deficit between 2010 and 2015 was minus 7.3% of GDP. That was the highest it reached between 2010 and 2015. Mr. Speaker, between 2016 and I'll stop at 21. 2016, minus 9.84% of GDP. 2017, minus 10.45% of GDP. 2018, minus 5.89% of GDP. 2019, minus 3.7% of GDP. 2020, minus 10.45, the highest, but it is COVID, the highest it has ever been. 2021, minus 8.38%.
No,
And have the temerity, Mr. Speaker, to come in this parliament to tell us that we ran a deficit budget from 2010 to 2015 when he knew was that way? And Mr. Speaker, to send home and drive home the contempt that they still have for workers. They still have it. Let me tell you what I say so, Mr. Speaker. Member for Diego Martin Northeast said, well, you want to close it down? You want to repeal it? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You don't want to get any money from. But you see, you make promises. You make promises. Yeah. Those are his words, Mr. Speaker.
yes, some there.
Mr. Speaker, in response to him, St. Anne's East, Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West, pointed to the gallery and said, look them sit down there, look them sit down there.
Yes.
As if the people who sit in the public gallery do not have any family, any life, and they do not matter. But, Mr. Speaker, you see, on the 29th of April, this country felt a sense of relief and hope it has never felt before. And even though, Mr. Speaker, we have been left with an empty treasury, even though we have been left with a country that has run away on crime, even though we have been left with a country that needs fixing badly, Mr. Speaker, tonight we give you the assurance that we will fix it and it will be better. I call on my trade union comrades and colleagues tonight, Mr. Speaker, for two things. One, to just exercise a little more patience with us because we know come. And two, to work together with this government to increase the productivity and the livelihood of the people of this country. Rest assured, Mr. Speaker, rest assured, we will not treat workers with the contempt, disrespect, scorn, hate, evil, wickedness, vindictiveness that they have been accustomed to for the last 10 years. That is not going to happen with this government. And Mr. Speaker, tonight, I am more than honored. I am more than privileged. I am emotionally moved to be part of this debate to repeal this Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority Act 2021. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to enter the debate and address the House and the national community on a few of the pertinent issues arising in the budget statement and some related issues in the public space at this time. Madam Speaker, I want to begin by congratulating the Leader of the Opposition, the member for Siparia, on a most comprehensive, detailed, policy-oriented response to the budget 2024. The Member of Parliament for Siparia is at this very moment attending the send-off in a very troubled area in Princestown. And once again, on behalf of members on this side, I want to extend condolences and our very deepest sympathy to the family, friends, relatives of Jaden Lalchan in circumstances that are so horrible. The opposition leader is where she should be, extending sympathy, compassion, hope, solidarity with troubled families in Trinidad and Tobago. I congratulate all my colleagues on this side of the House for their sterling contribution in the debate thus far, and we look forward to some powerhouse presentations to come on this side, I'm sure. Madam Speaker, the Minister of Finance, as we all know, delivered his 10th budget presentation last Monday. He kept the worst for last. The Minister uttered 34,975 words. Madam Speaker, that is a fact that we checked using Wi-Fi that member for Laventille East Mova reminded us about. Madam Speaker, I just want to put in context that Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, the distinguished Minister of Finance of the Republic of India, in July 2024, she was budgeting for a quarter of the world's population. She spoke for 1 hour and 25 minutes. She only had the budget for a quarter of the planet. Now, had this Minister of Finance had the budget for India, he would still be speaking. Now, For 5 hours and 12 minutes after a while, Madam Speaker, the national concern was, when will it end? How much pages left? And so, Madam Speaker, he added injury to insult by continuing, Madam Speaker, if this ever happen again, and it cannot, this member should supply this House and its members with painkillers, eye drops, and other related pharmaceuticals to assist during that exercise. Madam Speaker, I want to bring anybody into this debate, but I took a look around the House that day, and I think many of us were moved to some level of exhaustion. Madam Speaker, so with this worthy budget, the minister took us around the world. He told us about the drought in Panama, and instead of blaming, and I say, the member for Siparia, Kamla, instead of blaming the member for Siparia, he blamed the
right thing. So let's do the right thing because it's the right thing. So take out that word and you continue with all the respect to the rules.
Let's proceed. The member for Siparia, instead of blaming the member for Siparia, withdraw.
Yes, yes. No, I didn't understand that.
Oh, fine. I withdraw that word.
Sure.
And instead of blaming the member for Siparia on this occasion, he blamed Panama, a drought. Then he took us to Argentina, where we did not know it was that bad. Then took us to Copenhagen. Then took us to Germany. Then came back to London. Ended up in the Red Sea. And I think if we continue, there is the Barren Sea by then. But he took us all around the world, but without any focus, without any purpose, and just continued forever. And I think that, Madam Speaker, was a disservice to this country, the presentation, and in future, a future government ought to look at that. Madam Speaker, at the heart of this matter, the minister came with rehashed plans and programs that we have heard so many times. Whether it is the dry dock in Labre, it is the Toko Highway, it is what again? The Maruga Highway, whatever it is, every year, the same plan, the same program, and they have a crisis of implementation. It is a crisis of implementation that we face, Madam Speaker. And then they beat their chest on their performance, and we didn't know what was happening because the member for Diego Martin West was offering Karaili, and the member for Diego Martin Northeast was offering sweet bread. One was sour and one was sweet. So you don't know what is the picture, the true. And I asked, would the real member for Diego Martin Northeast come forward? Because on one occasion, he told a court in an affidavit, in the TRA matter, that it was gloomy the next 2-3 years, bad, things were collapsing, no revenue. And then he came last week, Monday, and said, things are looking up good. And the Prime Minister is on record, dark days ahead until 2027, I believe it is. So the Prime Minister would like the population to purchase a lotto ticket and indicate that that lotto will draw in 2027. Hold on. You could succeed, but in 2027. That is where we are with this contradiction that comes from the highest level of the government. And they were caught out by the leader of the opposition, who raised the issue of the $50 million entertainment budget for the office of the Prime Minister, another $400 million that they cannot explain. The Prime Minister for FET, $50 million gallivanting. $400 million. The Prime Minister was on a platform last week, Friday, I believe. It was a wake somewhere in Belmont, was it? Yes. A wake somewhere. Move from the corner to the community. And he said, yeah, he had to go to the community center. Nobody will come out at the corner. And Madam Speaker, the Prime Minister was there, and I did not listen, I must confess. You know, I wasn't doing anything, but I didn't listen. Too painful. And I had to ask someone who was paid to listen for me and give some notes. I have a sense of what was said. Nobody will listen to him free. So, Madam Speaker, we did get a report on that. And it's fascinating, the issues that the Prime Minister is related to the budget. Trying to explain the $400 as payments to Udicat, and I will come to that in a few minutes, when the opposition leader exposed him as late as yesterday that those figures are already in the budget and the Ministry of Health is paying you the cut for the hospitals. So it cannot be in the office of the Prime Minister. We await the next excerpt on that matter. I want to remind the government, before I really get into the meat of my presentation here, that this is a minority government. This is an opposition in waiting. They were booted out in Tobago, and they got the less votes than the UNC in the local government election. They are the minority and the opposition in waiting. Madam Speaker, they came, they saw, and they destroyed. We got cry, untruths, and mamagai. Those last 10 years, Madam Speaker, the last 9 years or so, constitute and will constitute lost years of development. Today, Madam Speaker, I can tell you that in this country we have too much grief and debt in Trinidad and Tobago. There's an overbearing hopelessness in this society. Children are being slaughtered. The social fabric of this nation is decaying. We have bullies in the schools. The member for Princestown alluded to bullies in the parliament, Madam Speaker. We have criminals roaming the streets, mass murderers on the prowl, because the detection rate in the police is so low. I believe it is now about 15% detection rate for murder. It could be less for other serious crimes, Madam Speaker. The detection rate is abominable. Madam Speaker, the family structure has broken down due in part to poverty, joblessness, hopelessness, economic contraction. Madam Speaker, a good slogan for the member for Diego Martin North East is, honey, I shrunk the economy. I shrunk the economy. This economy.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Call on the Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this has been a most interesting debate, and I did not want to let it go past without contributing to this debate, because where we are today has this genesis from way back in 2010. As I believe my colleagues would have spoken. I congratulate my colleagues who have spoken on this side. I thank them for their contributions, the Minister of Health and the member for Hoover North. So, the honourable member for, she left? Member for St. Anne's East made some really surprising statements, well, in some ways absurd, but totally not true. The member said, member for St. Anne's East, the PNM always protects children. The PNM always protects children. I said, really? Really? And then uses a senator appointed when a bill was being debated, the child marriage bill. That senator gave views that were their views. But at the end of the day, let us record it here as it was recorded before. The UNC totally supported that bill, which had to do with avoiding and making sure that you did not have child marriages. We supported the bill. So if one senator expresses views, as happens on their side, on any side, but at the end of the day, our party, the great party to which I belong and we belong, we supported the child marriage bill to prevent child marriages. But then what about the Justice Barnes report? What about the Justice Jones reports? All these had to do with children. What did they do when they were there? So the member was an Aziz. I can't say he's lying, not parliamentary, but he's not speaking the truth. When mentions that they took care of children, they always protected children. They have not done that, and I'll show you why. We are in Parliament today, and just by chance, I said, the Lord doesn't sleep, you know. Lord only wears pajamas. And today, of all these, there's a report that came to the Parliament, laid as a paper number 7 on the order paper, the report of the Auditor General of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago on the financial statements of the Children's Life Fund for the year ended September 30, 2015. Laid on this order paper today by the Honourable Minister of Finance. The report of the Auditor General on our financial statements of the Children's Life Fund for the year ended September 30, 2015. Before I take some extracts out of that report, let me first make note of. This is a report for the year ended when? September 2015. 2015. That was the last year that we on this side were in government. 10 years later, not a single report has been filed. A report has to be filed according to law every year, annual report. Your last report from that side is my report, our report, for 2015, and for the 10 years, not one, but you care about children. You care so much about children. What would those reports have said? Let me tell you what the 2015 report says, because a member for Port of Spain, North, St. Anne's West, quoting all kinds of articles that appeared to be negative, but we can deal with those. But the good things he will not talk about. So the 2015 report, under my watch, only now being laid, tells us this. First of all, it tells us that the management of the Children's Life Fund is responsible for the preparation and fair presentation of financial statements in accordance with international financial reporting standards, and for internal control, as management determines, is necessary to enable preparation of financial statements that are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. Earlier, I quoted from the Auditor General's report on the public accounts of Trinidad and Tobago, and the rest of that is history, because that was filled with all kinds of fiscal shenanigans and mischief and fiscal non-accountability. On the other hand, this report about the 2015 Children's Life Fund administration of the money tells us, in my view, audit evidence obtained is sufficient. It is sufficient. So we get a clean bill of health, apart from a grant payable balance of $483,709. Sorry, $483.79 was not verified. This amount was subsequently written off in the 2018 financial statement. So for this one, 2015, here we are, clean bill of health for the Children's Life Fund. So I move along. For 10 years, you couldn't file one report about the Children's Life Fund, but that's not bad enough. In your time, during your time, there was a Joint Select Committee of the Parliament. About what? Children's Life Fund. Children's Life Fund. An inquiry into the administration of the Children's Life Fund Authority. And this is what came out of that, recommendations. Talking about amendments today to the 2010 Act. This is what, when you were in government, who were the members? I'll tell you who they were of that Joint Select Committee, our side and your side. They were Dr. Varma Diyal Singh, Independent, Mr. Esmond Ford, MP, Lisa Morris Julian, MP, Ayana Webster Roy, MP, Nigel De Freitas, MP, Renuka Sagram Singh Suklal, not one of whom is either in this House or in the other House today. There were two others representing the opposition. They were MP Khadija Amin and Senator Jayanti Lakshmidiyal. This was the composition of this team. As I said, the only remaining members of the parliament are the two UNC members. Every other single PNM1 has gone. And in this report, a recommendation was made, and this is in 2021. We are now in, well, 25, but just exiting office of our colleagues from the other side. This is what it says. Summary of recommendations at page 10. Roman 4. The Children's Life Fund should develop a draft proposal to amend Act Number 12 of 2010 to accommodate a wider range of treatment, children in need of medical treatment. Care about children? 22 did nothing. It took us today in this amendment bill to increase, to widen the net of children who will now qualify for help under the Children's Life Fund. And also talked about considering a provision for proving medical costs that exceed the TT 1 million limit on a case-by-case basis. 2021. Since 2021, 2025 took this government to come today in our amendment bill to do exactly that. Where the cost exceeds the $1 million, worked on a case-by-case basis. That is one of the amendments before this House today. So we've used the word hypocrisy all evening in several contexts, and we've used the word context in several contexts as well. We talked about it, hypocrisy. So when a member comes and tells us about caring for the children, you had this since 2021, and it took this UNC government to come today to make it happen. My colleagues have already... 5 weeks. In 5 weeks? Well, thank you for reminding me, within 5 weeks. A promise made, a promise delivered today. So I'm saying I will not be very long because my colleagues have done so well, but there are a few points I would like to make. It is recorded history that our first bill in 2010 was a Children's Life Fund bill, and likewise again our first bill in 2025. I'm not sure if people remember that every member of my government contributed personal monies to the Children's Life Fund. Every single one of us. I contributed 10% of my salary to this Children's Life Fund. And every member of my parliament, of our side, contributed 5% of their salary to the fund. This gave the fund, the establishment of this fund, for me and our team, one of our greatest accomplishments because we were saving lives. I don't think the other side ever put 5 cents into that fund. Well, I think they have abolished the 1 cent, so they didn't even put a 5 cent into this account. This fund was established, as we know, to give relief to those children suffering from life-threatening diseases, life-threatening. If we look at the amendment today, with the extra additional amendment, life-threatening diseases, but we've now added what we are calling life-limiting diseases in Schedule 3, and is now 28 diseases. Children suffering from these are now going to be given help under this Life Fund. Caring about children, this is about caring about children. 28. And you may ask me why. Why are we increasing the net? Why we want to give other children access to this Life Fund? Yes, life-threatening diseases, you know, if you don't get the help, you're surely not going to survive. Life-limiting diseases affects your quality of life and that of your entire family. But those two could ultimately end up in death. So when initially we had crafted this bill together in 2010, we had put it to life-threatening diseases. And again, that's what time does with us. We learn from experiences, and that is why we see the benefit. We even have the benefit of the JSC recommendations to expand in it. So we recognize, we understood the pain of parents, children, families, when they face the reality that they will lose their child simply because they could not afford treatment that was needed. As a government, we did not consider this as a favor to families. This is not a handout. We didn't see it like that. We still don't see it like that. As a government and as Prime Minister, we considered it was our solemn duty to do everything to save the lives of our children. I can tell you something I have repeated, it's often quoted. In serving the best interests of our children, we serve the best interests of humanity. In serving the best interests of our children, we serve the best interests of humanity. And that's what we're doing by helping more and more. There are those who will not understand, can't understand, or refuse to understand the kind of suffering because they may never have to go through that kind of experience. There are those on the other side holding power for almost 50 years, and not one of them had the humanity, the caring, the compassion to look after children of those from the most vulnerable homes. Families throughout the length and breadth of our country, everybody suffered, but they also benefited from the Children's Life Fund. We saved many lives, 2010 to 15. It was a very fulfilling experience for all of us. And if you could see, Mr. Speaker, some of the letters we've written, MP Padarat spoke of it, letters and cards. Sometimes I go somewhere to a function and a child who is now an adult will run up and grab me. I say, you know, I was one of the children. It brings tears to my eyes. I was one of the children who benefited from that life. Now an adult, now contributing to the development of our nation. So we always know the nice song, I believe our children are our future. We treat them well, we save them, and we do the best that we can. So that legislation that was passed to govern the fund was meant to be administered in a manner put the lives of children first. It was meant to be interpreted generously. It was meant to be interpreted, and this is a very important point, generously, not strictly. The lawyers will understand, but ordinary people will too, that you go within the spirit of the law in interpreting it and not within the letter of the law. But too much, the administrators went within the letter of the law and denied children who should have benefited from benefiting. The intention was very clear. It was about saving lives, to give priority to those who needed to be saved. While there was any doubt in the administration of the fund, best interests of the child ought to have been guided by the exercises and discretion of the decisions taken, not, as I say, within the letter of the law, but with a generous, purposive intention, my AG would tell me, but within the spirit of the law. The fund was meant to save lives. As Prime Minister, I say without apology that persons that suffered the most for the last 9 years under government, they were all children of our country. That is why they were removed from government, the other side, and that gives us a leeway now to help so many others. I want to share with you the pain and suffering. I think we need to hear it from the persons who are affected, which will help explain why we are doing what we are doing today, why we are going further, why we are widening the catchment, the net of those who will benefit. I want to share this, Honourable Speaker, the pain and suffering that is inflicted. The member for Port of Spain North quoted some article, but he didn't quote an article from the Express dated March 2nd, 2016. Baby Miracle's 6-week fight for life ended at 3:13 a.m. yesterday. I'm quoting here with your leave, sir. 5 hours later, the Children's Life Fund told her parents that funding for their daughter's surgery had been approved. 5 hours after the child had already died. Again, in that same Express, March 2nd, 2016, the baby's father, Kerwin Cross, believes that had there been a shorter waiting period, Miracle would have been alive today. He said, she waited as long as she could. She would have gotten through if the system was faster, And if it was more efficient, she couldn't wait so long. It is so sad. Cross told the Express he plans to be a voice for parents facing similar situations. That is why in this bill, this amending bill, we have put some of those provisions to avoid that kind of tragedy from recurring for any family. Cross went on to say, I want to help others. This is the worst thing I ever felt. I will try my best to have a voice for other people. No parent should have to wait patiently for something so critical. No parent should have to go through this, no matter their position in society. I will somehow try to speed up the system. Cross said his hurt was compounded when he was contacted by Life Fund yesterday morning. He said a hospital official told him that funds for such complicated surgeries are usually approved in a maximum period of 2 weeks. In a maximum period of 2 weeks. The surgery was so complex, it took it took too long for the fund to respond. I was angry and hurted. I didn't expect the ending to be anywhere close to this. I could not talk. It took me a while to accept she was gone. Baby Miracle, Mr. Speaker, was born January 18. Scans showed she had congenital cyanotic heart disease, along with transposition of great vessels. Cross had described her condition as one where the arteries were on the opposite side of baby Mirka's heart, and unoxygenated blood was being pumped and making her turn blue. He said doctors told him it was the first time they had seen a heart in such a condition in our country. Mirka's surgeries were expected to cost about $200,000 US. Last moments before approval by the Children's Life Fund, Cross was told that should the board declare Miracle would have left her by next week. She had gone to surgery in a children's hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. One contacted by Express last week, a Children's Life Fund official said that Miracle Cross's case was receiving urgent attention. Her condition was being discussed. And again, around midnight on Wednesday, Cross and wife contacted by the San Fernando Hospital after Miracle began having difficulty breathing. He said they were told not to be alarmed, that her vital signs had worsened, but don't be alarmed. He said he held his daughter for the last time and the first time. As her body became weaker, her signs dropped, and they were told that she was no longer breathing on her own. Miracle died by being held by both her parents. Cross said, I had to tell my sons their sister was not coming home. The Crosses have 2 other boys, and the elder boy tried comforting his parents. All of this has been reported, and I'm sharing this. You say it's too long, but this is why. And others that we are making the amendments that we are seeking to change so that children like Miracle and others can benefit and their families can benefit. Cross 35 is a barber and a pastor. His wife, Crystal, who is studying for a bachelor's degree in human resources and accounting, expressed gratitude to all the doctors who helped them. They also thanks to all those who supported their daughter. So I don't understand this. So when we pass this legislation today, we do so in the hope that never again will there be another child to suffer the fate of baby Miracle. That is the legacy of the PNM who cares about children. This is a record of already treated children. There's another case of Sean Luke and Terence Chandu. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell you this afternoon the story of 2 other children, their experiences with the Children's Life Fund as administered under the PNM. I will call them Sean and Terence. Sean was born April 11, 2013. TC was born 30th June 2012. When Sean was 9 months old, she was diagnosed with beta thalassemia major. When TC was 8 months old, he was also diagnosed. The only cure for this blood disorder is a cell transfusion, not available in Trinidad and Tobago. Both children relied monthly for blood transfusion, along with daily iron therapy to stay alive. Parents made arrangements to pursue a cell transfusion for their children. It's the only curative treatment for this disease and the only way to save the lives. They identified a Bambino Pediatric Hospital in Rome, Italy, as a center for a bone marrow transplant. The cost of this surgery is approximately 150,000 EU pounds. This did not include related expenses associated with the surgery and aftercare. By letter dated 4th April 2017, the parents made an application to the fund under the provisions of the Act for the children to cover the expenses of the operation and associated expenses. By letter dated 6 April 2017, that's the year, the parents made an application to the fund under provisions of the Act on behalf of TC to access funding to cover expenses. Both applications satisfied all the criteria set out in Section 19 of the Act to qualify for the funding. However, Mr. Speaker, it doesn't end there. Letter now dated 6th April, same year. The Minister of Health was informed of the application made on behalf of SL by the parents. Move on to 7th April. The letter written to the Minister was forwarded to the Chairman of the Board of CLF. By letter dated 10th April, so there's almost daily letters going back and forth, 2017. Chairman of the Board wrote to attorney at law for the parents saying the board had considered the application and they were legally precluded from approving same. Legally precluded from giving approval. By letter dated 13 April, the chairman of the board of the fund wrote to the parents telling them that the application made on the children's behalf was rejected. The reasons given by the chairman for rejecting are as follows. The assessment by the life unit of the authority advised the medical condition was not life-threatening as required by Section 19E of the Act. The documents submitted by parents from the pediatric hospital in Italy indicated that the children will be admitted in a hospital May 2nd, 2017. Total cost will be EU 158,000. The family has already paid this amount in full, and your letter also confirms this information. However, the Act does not allow for reimbursement, but rather it provides a detailed upfront application assessment and approval process at Sections 1821 because of the legal criteria. The clinical assessment of the life unit of the authority has advised the medical condition of the child is not life-threatening. Not life-threatening. Documents submitted by the parents indicate that the medical bill for the patient has been paid in full. Board does not approve reimbursements, I say again, but you have to pay upfront. Can you imagine a farmer, a carpenter, a nurse, a teacher, or an unemployed person having to face that condition in their home with no one to help them? The child diagnosed at 9 months old had first transfusion January 2014. They mortgaged their home in the family to cover the costs of the surgery. However, after the property was valued, they said it was not enough to raise the money. They had a mortgage, they had to borrow, the family had a barbecue, fundraiser. They also had a Calypso show, a boat cruise, and they still could not raise the money. The parents took no pay leave from jobs to look after the children. And the other child's story continues in the same way. And it was for children like these and so many others, I said 28 diseases that are life-limited, that we have brought the amendments to this bill. This is what a child had to go through. The doctors, showed no remorse, little saying that they would get used to whatever is the condition. Their parents had to wait up to 5 hours at times at the transfusion, waiting for it to be done. Being a toddler at the time, one of the children would continually try to take out the access from the transfusion line. As a parent, I ask you to imagine that. They were able to pay for the surgery. But these are not stories that are taken from newspaper articles, Mr. Speaker. I have intimate knowledge of these two children, SL and TC, and I'll tell you why. Because in 2017, together with a lot of other lawyers, I commenced public law litigation in the courts of Trinidad and Tobago for these two children in their behalf. Attorney at law Jal Ramdeen was one of those lawyers in my team. We took the matter to court challenging the decision of the Children's Life Fund, refusing funding for these children for their life-limiting diseases. Minister Sturge, who sits with us today, Minister Sturge, yes. Can we give him? Minister Sturge volunteered himself as a public interest litigant on behalf of the children. As I say, we led that team of lawyers, represented the children to challenge the decision of the Life Fund authorities to refuse them funding. You know what was the response of the PNM, who cares so much about children? When we filed the case, we did it through letters and letters back and forward trying to save these children. And then, as I say, through litigant, public litigant, interest litigant, now MP Sturge, we filed the matter in court. And the response was the former Attorney General, Reginald Armour. When we filed the case, we did it through letters and letters back and forward trying to save these children. And then, as I say, through litigant, public litigant, interest litigant, now MP Sturge, we filed the matter in court. And the response was the former Attorney General, Reginald Armour, was hired to defend the refusal to fund the treatment of these children. The PNM was prepared to refuse a child life-saving treatment, but instead wanted to line the pockets of their friends, their financiers, the eat-of-food lawyers in this country. That is not malice, Mr. Speaker.
That's true.
That is true, but it's also evil. They chose their friends. They chose their friend to brief Mr. Armour, who later became the Attorney General. They chose them. Today, we choose our children. My government, we choose the children. We commit today to again put our children first. Mr. Speaker, you know what is really shocking? They were in government for 9 years. They witnessed the lives of our children being lost to life-threatening diseases, and not a single attempt was made by them in that 9 years to amend this legislation to bring more children into receiving funds to save their lives. Not one attempt. And then has a goal to stand here today to tell this Parliament and the nation that the PNM cares about children. To keep the children. And then that Cuba Children's Hospital, state of the art, closed down, shut down for 10 years. Was 19 babies died at the NICU in Port of Spain, but you care about children. Not one attempt. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but it could be because they just do not care. They have no heart or love for the children of our country. The Children Life Fund, yes, sir.
Of 1 more minute.
Of full time? Original?
No, original time.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, can I just avail myself of a few more minutes of extra time? Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So not one attempt. And the Children Life Fund intended, when it was initially established, to eliminate suffering as much as we could for children. It was transformed by the PNM into an institution responsible for the suffering of our children. These examples I have given to you are not isolated incidents. They frequently occurred after 2015 because those who were given the opportunity, charged with administering the fund, they simply did not care. Today we cannot bring back those children who died. We can't bring them back. They may be in a better place with the good Lord. We can't bring them back, but you know what we can do? We can promise to do all we can to never allow another child to suffer the loss of their life, wanting life-saving medical treatment. Today I want to dedicate these amendments to all the children, all those parents who unfortunately lost their lives waiting on the Children's Fund. And we must make a promise today to do all that we can, to never again must we allow this to happen. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for your time.
Aliko Dangote, thank you so much for speaking to Bloomberg.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. Yeah, it's 38 minutes past the hour over 7 o'clock. And you're listening and viewing the Ground Report. Yours truly, the pitbull of radio in the studio. I must say a pleasant good morning to those of you that are viewing us on Guile the Caribbean, Guile Trinidad and Tobago. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. For those of you that are locked onto us on the various social media platforms, good morning to you. What a morning. You heard Elder debate his maiden contribution. That was great. Excellent. I won't lie, he won the parliament on that day. And then you heard the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, in making sure with 18 children perishing under the wicked, taxing, lying, thieving, obia walking, blight, uncaring, piping, sprung in politically government, former government, now opposition, which most of the faces there served under that wicked, torturous, baby killing administration. Friends, family, finances first before the kids. If it wasn't like that, today we went out of being sad, having to pass a bill to make sure you don't have the curry barbecue, boat ride, every goddamn thing. Those kids, unfortunately, that are in heaven, that passed away, that didn't have to, had that uncaring PNM wicked baby killing, uncaring for children government that are in opposition now. How they do the honorable, godly, kindly, morally right thing. Today maybe all 18 would have been alive. It is what it is. But it is what it don't supposed to be. I'm happy that the UNC government, coalition of interest government, finally deal with that aspect when it comes to the children life fund. Because my kid was a beneficiary to that same life fund. Thank God she didn't also go through what those other unfortunate parents, may God continue to bless them, had to go through. Long live Kamala Persad-Bissessar for putting legislations in place and the UNC to make sure things like that never, ever, ever happen when coming to our kids in this country. Thank you, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, the Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you to the UNC government and all its members for ensuring the safety of kids that will critically need to access that life fund, which is better everybody know it to this coin it as life-saving surgeries that are not being offered in Trinidad and Tobago Hence the reason for all of this. On this rainy day, Wednesday, June the 18th, as we continue to move forward, work together, as we continue the unity of a people of Trinidad and Tobago in moving Trinidad and Tobago from one place, one level to our next. In moving Trinidad and Tobago from back in 1977, 1979, 20 years these PNM carry me back in trying to bring me back to a modern society in modern times, which we are in 2025. Maureen say, Andy, I can't wait this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. for today Parliament sitting. Remember, the code is yellow, but here it is. Maureen Khan, Penny. At this point in time, the code is not yellow no more. The code is unity. Let's coin it. Let's do it. You know, nights would have been sung in. Andy, I can't wait this afternoon at 1:30 p.m. for today's Parliament sitting. Remember, the code is unity.
Bang, 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 bang. The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
What's on your front burner? The lines are open. What's supposed to make news that not making news? What's your contribution to today's program in which most of your government ministers, MPs, listens because they want to hear what you have to say? You might know something that they know. And right here, they will know and find out. Unity is the code. Calvary spirit. Correct. Miss Central, with your contributions, which you was the person hammered that code. The code now. And I want you to start the trend, Miss Central. The code is unity, and is that.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yellow was the code for the elections, and we won. Yellow will be the code when our election bell is ring or elections is near. That we'll be talking about. So the code now, that and all in bad. Marilyn Cicharan, the code is peace, love, unity. Unity is the code. The code, anything wrong? Moving from the party politics now, and we dealing with governance, good governance. Praising where there is good. And talking to or coming with constructive criticism where there is bad. So far, it have nothing for me to constructively criticize with this new government. This UNC coalition of interest government. In my book, they have done more work in less than 2 months than that taxing, lying, thieving, obia walking, baby killing, piping, spranging, uncaring, wicked PNM They do more work in nearly 2 months than the PNM do for the people. In 9.5 years. Some people say no. In 10 years. It feels like it's in 20 years now. We're going through this pain. But in real, the people of Trinidad and Tobago have been feeling the wrath of the PNM since the PNM inception. Everything good that we had, PNM closed down. Let's go to the lines. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report? What's your front burner this morning?
Morning, Andy. Bharat Pok calling here. Rain down in the south side, traffic jam on the highway. From all the way back up Freeport, coming up the road is traffic jam. So, who have to be on the roads and who have to be on the black carpet, they better get her going. Because the traffic looks like it's just going to get worse. So, that is a little update. I just want to call in because I realize nobody is calling in and Krishna ain't called yet. Because I know if in this weather, he might be agitated. I want to buffer people and things. You know how it is.
Nah, but you come real good yesterday, man. Krishna, yeah. Call, leave a voice note contribution, remarkable. He didn't call your name, he didn't call nobody name. The man just get to the point on Penny. He say, no, God, Penny. He get on bad yesterday. He
well, you see, now I tell you, Krishna, he drinking the wrong type of tea. He's supposed to drink, humility, integrity, decency, honesty. He knows how to drink that type of tea, so he can contribute better. But anyway, the whole scenario of this thing, I listened to a few other programs and all kind of thing on the airways. I get a feel, because if I want to know the devil, I go in hell. So I wanted to know a little bit how people responding and reacting to the new government in office. And, and it is amazing to know that after the 10 years of what this country went through and what is being revealed now in Parliament with the kind of allegations of factual misappropriation of the taxpayers' money. Remember, for the last 10 years and the 5 years that Rowley was in government, all he talk about is corruption. How they thief. They have money in bear box. $1 million could fit in a carry box. They buy all and thing all over the world. And not one shred of evidence. Was just like rum shop talk. You know them Dotish rum shop talk? He brought the Parliament and the domain of Trinidad and Tobago. And these people swallow up this nonsense and went down the road that UNCT fought although they could have seen with their eyes how much infrastructure, schools, police station, roadway was paved and fixed and all no new taxes, no reduction in the fuel subsidy and everything for them to benefit. And they couldn't accept that. Now, where just 10 years that Rowley was in government, every single thing changed in their lives for the worse. Crime, healthcare, education, every single thing that you could think about from the time you get up in the morning and open your eye changed for the worse for that 10 years. Plus, now you're getting the factual evidence of how these people thief by the billions and billions of dollars and they can't account for it. And they Parliament and things. And it have people going up on talk shows and things and hoping that this government fail in office, that all they could talk about, well, all what she says she's going to do, she can't do it. And they got thief out all the money, and they got this, and they look, people getting killed still. Like, when Kamala win the election, every single thing, like in them fairy tale, one would have just wave, and the 10 years of blight of that dirty, stinking, nasty PNM government would have just wiped away, and everybody would have been living like we in Dubai. Them don't know what 10 years have done to the mindset of people in this country. to the culture of the people in the country, to the DNA of the people in the country. Places, remember, an 8-year-old, when Rowley then became Prime Minister, would be 18 years now, you know. So that 10 years of a child growing into a man or a woman and cultivating that type of behavior and that type of hate and anger and mistrust and indiscipline and don't care nothing. That can't just go away in months or a few weeks, you know. You have to break down that mentality day by day, minute by minute, hour by hours to try to change how some of the people are thinking right now, you know. Although they might see things getting better for themselves, that's what is embedded in them for the last 10 years. Wouldn't just go away just so. And these people, and you can listen, is as an old bag. We have nothing to live for. We don't care tomorrow falling on them because them done 3/4 inside the grave. All they just do is a come right now. And they just want to see failure. And that's the kind of people we have in this country, you know. That you feel if Rowley was governing this country properly and people benefiting and see prosperity and growth in the country, I had any issue with him? I wouldn't go around nothing but UNC and support them. I would have said, no, boy, this government doing good for the country, for the people. Look how we growing and look how we looking good in the eyes of the world. But that didn't happen. And they lived through that. And then now you come now and hoping that Kamala fail. Kamala can't control it. The government got mash up just now because this one talking and that one saying, and that can't do this, and this one can't do that, and all kind of stupidness. And this is the mentality of people, and you know it have people in the media promoting that shit. It has two of them that's be on Iowa program from 12 o'clock to thing. This condo, that kind of dotation, you could see the biasness and thing where replace Heavy and TC and all of them. You know why they don't get back their sellers them to try to, you know, enhance what the government doing and bring it all back. But anyway, the fact of the matter is why we have to really stand by for a betterment of Trinidad and Tobago and the children and the future of this country. We have to give all we support. When you thought that now the government changed, we could have rocked back and ease up and sip something and see things. The problem is not the government, I realize. The problem is the wicked, heartless people that is in our society. That no matter what, them don't want to see good in them because of their racist agenda and because of the hatred embedded in them, the jealousy and the envy that they cultivate since Eric William days. That they feel that once what them feel is right, isn't right, let everything mash up. Let the country burn, let it flood out, let it die. That's these people have. So, when we thought that we could rock back and ease up and see good governance take place, I realized no than ever, every one of us who supported this government in office have to be there now to stand firm, to support and make sure and protect our Prime Minister in office. Like again, traffic jam tough on the highway, the roadway bad, and you still have some idiot driving like fools on the highway. So people take care and be safe outside there. Later on, take care.
Thank you very much, caller. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you. Caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, ground report, Andy.
Go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna. It have been long. Everything all right?
Well, boy, I'm still mourning the death of my big sister last week. The 11th day it was a funeral and thing, you know, and I'm still trying to recuperate from that, you know, shock. But, however, life goes on, and, you know, I said my addiction to this program and to the great contribution that you all, Mickie, you, Andy, and Lennox, is making to this development of this country, standing up for peace, justice, and truth, together with the callers like Miss Woodbrook, Miss Santa Cruz, Mr. Barakpo, myself and what have you, and the others, and I'm not forgetting. I hope that they don't beg that I left out anybody. But what I'm saying is this, that this country is in a critical stage. Because when we cannot get the current state of our economy, when the central bank has refused to give permission to the Auditor General, even though it is law that the Minister of Finance could advise the Auditor General to go into the central bank and do any investigation, what have you. The Minister of Finance then called me, but refused that, and even the central bank governor. So, Andy, the new police commissioner, in spite of all his allegations and revelations of corruption and wrongdoing, brother, let me tell you something, with all the accolades and all the achievements and all the things that you have behind your name, unless you don't get down and do your damn job and start to investigate people and jail people, we have to get back some of our revenues, Andy. And unless you do that,
Go ahead, Mr. Tunapuna.
yes, Andy, as I was saying, I went to do a transaction at the licensing office yesterday of inspection with, change of engine of my car. I reached here at 9 o'clock in the morning and left there at 3 p.m., 6 hours. And Andy, the line that...
Which part? Which license office?
In Carney.
Carney, okay.
And the line that had to come in there starting from the entrance of the building, making a complete, going all around the entire building. It was the cars, maybe hundreds. All different type of thing, people go there to go over the pits to have inspection and what have you and what have you. Andy, in front of me was a couple from Point 14. And I asked them, well, why didn't you all go to San Fernando? They said, no, they were told that the response is faster and what have you. The point I'm making, Andy, is this. Rain, sun hot. People have to be in the car. They can't come out because you have to be just crawling forward as the other cars come out from the pit. And, so you're there, you have to use the air conditioning because it's red hot and what have you. But what is strange about it, Andy, is at 12 noon, these people closed the place for lunch and closed down all the pits. It's 4:30, I think it is, yeah? And people had to remain there up to from 12 to 1 in the burning hot sun in the car. And when these people come back from lunch, why didn't they have a system, this new transport commissioner, Clark, or what is his name? What the hell you getting paid for if you cannot manage a blasted place? You need to have something to regularize that therefore this place must not be closed when you have that volume of cars there, vehicles rather, that you could have rotated and have officers there even during the luncheon hour. You cannot close this place. It is really ridiculous that this place, this is what we reached to then, Andy. And that is a situation that ought to be corrected. Now, secondly, let me get to my other issue. As I said, the calling on the transport commissioner, the police commissioner, you have a job to do. Because here it is. We have so much revelation of corruption and what have you. And could you imagine, call me about and questioning the payment of the $2 million that is to be paid to the Auditor General. When you call me but was found culpable that cannot account for almost $3 billion And the Auditor General raises the issue. And you took that matter to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council ruled in. And you know what's strange about it? You took a matter to bring somebody before the Privy Council. And the Privy Council responded by saying, how the hell they didn't investigate you? And now that the money that they put aside to pay the Auditor General, which she took from her own money, they're debating it in the Parliament, whether the Auditor General Department or the Attorney General Department is responsible for paying that, or she has to bear that cost out of her own. Call me, but I am saying that cost should have come from your pocket. You're supposed to pay that because you took the matter to the Privy Council. You cannot account for $2.3 billion. Huh? And you want to tell me all the question in that payment to the woman because she put her own money? And finally, Andy, that if you paid with the Prime Minister with, in terms of the Children's Right Fund, this government is responsible for state-sponsored murders. I'm saying this. And they ought to be charged in the court of law for criminal negligence. Because first you had the Paria divers thing. You had the next worker in the oil rig. You had the next one with Naikwan. You had the Coast Guard guy that died in the vessel out there. And there seems to be no closure, nothing at all on these issues. Then you have all these things with the children, the baby dying, and what have you in the Naiku thing in the hospital. And so much other issues. Then another issue with the water worker that died in the trench. This government is solely responsible for so much deaths in this country, Andy. You know that something has to be definitely wrong. And they must be held accountable. And the time has reached that this is the first time we will see in Trinidad and Tobago that our entire government going to jail, together with members of this country who have been involved in the foreign exchange cartel and all these things, the business sector people, friends, financiers, and what have you of the PNM government, members of the Chamber of Commerce and whatnot. Because, Andy, this is nothing ordinary, so they just pass by, These people are responsible for the state of this country right now, the crisis we are in. And if we don't deal with this thing head on and make sure that we recover back with money, seize people's assets and all of that, and the Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the UNC government and coalition of interest is dancing top in mud. Because this is what we voted for you for, to really see something happening, something that never happened before. Where white-collar crime, and people should be investigated and brought before the court. Set up the justice system. You have a DPP who play the fool. You have a Chief Justice and all of that. Huh? Where is the fortitude in these people? They really wanting to promote and carry this country further, Andy. It seems to be very unwilling, and not unless the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago call on these institutions, the Security and Exchange Commission and the Financial Intelligence Unit, and unless these people come forward and support this government in dealing with all these issues, Andy, we're going backward. We're not progressing, and therefore people will continue to do what they're doing to bring this country to the crisis that they have in, Andy. And I am saying, Police Commissioner Guaparo, you have a serious job on your hands, and all the qualification you have behind your name, unless you put it to use, it's a waste of time. And you will come like a next Steve Williams and all the others who were there before, Jacobs and what have you, Phil Butt and all of them police commissioners and whatnot. We're looking for a new dispensation, and we are calling on you. So, get down and do your job. Let us start investigating people, bring them before the court, and jail the tail. And they have a blessing, my brother.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Andy, good morning here. Big Ram here. Morning to you and the crew. Andy, I am so happy to hear Mr. Tuna's voice this morning. I want to give my condolences to Mr. Tunapuna, and may God continue to give him courage and strength to keep up in his loss. My brother, thanks for coming on. I always look forward to listening to your contribution. Thank you, Mr. Tunapuna.
Hello, Andy, the ground report. Yesterday, I didn't hear my video because I know you went out, right? Pleasant morning to you, Andy, and the other guy, I always forget his name, right? Andy, a lot of people still saying that PNM should be still there, PNM should be still there, right? Even among my family, I try to tell them that PNM have we down in a hole, you know? Put we down in a hole, Andy. I don't want these people and them. It's time for you to give Auntie Kamala a chance to get out. You understand? You know? I don't know, Andy. I don't know. You know? So, Andy, you, Mickie and the other, all you have a good day and all the best.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. PNM government is the worst. They are like termites. They eat everything. Call in birth. You are a shameless man. You only for yourself and all of your rich people. The poor man suffers under your watch. Unemployment at the lowest. Pressure in high food prices. You laugh at we with gas. Right now, fish and everything passing it high. You could only watch the van when it passes. You can't stop and buy because you have no work, no opportunities. And all you have all your brass face, you and Beckers. Penny is something that pass. It is nothing like cent and penny again because that woman sat right there with all your corruption. PNM done. Ground report. I'm sorry to lose my respect to acknowledge Andy Williams, Mickie, Lennox, and all of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Andy, Mickie, Lennox, Trinidad and Tobago Central here. Pleasant good morning. Andy, yes, the code is unity. That's what we're talking about. Unity all the way. Because we're going to get rid of the racialism madness. We're going to get rid of the bad blood, the bad spirit, and bring back and restore goodness and love, prosperity, and well-being in this country. That's why we say the code is unity. Right, Trinbagonians? All you run with that. That's what we're going forward with. And my front issue this morning is, and I have brought it up already in the past, and I'm going to bring it back up again. We would like to know why the police service, the army, this one and the that one.
Why the police service, the army, come on, we continue here. My central contribution there. Oh boy.
I want the authorities, right? We want someone to say kudos to Ian Allen. Don't mind he like he little wele and he's zesting. But he's a man performing for the people on the ground. Let me get Jackie jacket. Ian Allen do not have any unit or any police vehicles and all this kind of thing. This is not a bash the police service, you know. But this is to draw it to their attention and to tell themselves that the citizens of this country is not looking on. They are looking on. And right now, they are not looking good in society with the performance, Andy. It is very, very sad to be seeing people getting brutal murder in this country. Right? It's serious in this country. And it's only when Ian Allen stepping in the dance to really find out, well, what happened and what went on, this is when the family members is going to get justice for the deceased or whatever transpire, right? For the late person who lost her life very brutally, which is the Savannah deceased person, condolences to the family once more, right? And so many others who have lost their life in this tragic moment, you know? Why the police service is not doing the job in the correct way by going further and investigating these people, Andy, just as what Ian Allen is doing to go to the places where they were last seen alive and all of that.
And oh boy.
And put the pieces together and let these people and them get justice and let people see, the citizens see that the police is doing what they're supposed to do, Andy. Trinbagonians, let's tell me if I'm right or wrong now. Because it's too long. It is too long to be seeing that the police service is only coming on a crime scene to just take, okay, the information, what they could only hear, and take whatever little evidence and they leave that as that there. Right? Why they're not going further to investigate like how these people in MCSI Miami just do it? We need to see that kind of performance taking place down here. Thank God we get a performing government that I know they will come about and implement some serious rules and regulation. And anytime we caught any police officer or any person who working at law not doing the job properly, start to deal with the salary, you're going to see how they will pull up on the socks. They're not performing, start to deal with the salary. You can't tell me, regardless if they fix a crime scene or they fix it, them still getting the salary as normal. We all understand it's a shift system based on when one shift leave and next shift is coming. But let it be a continuously thing happening. If they're not standing to do the job, get rid of them. It's people who are willing to start that. It's people who are willing to go the distance to deal with this kind of madness. It's serious in this country, and they all know that. Chinmegoners all know that. Crime is everybody's business in this country. Right? The only reason why the Savannah person getting justice is because Ian Allen step in, and we have to give.
It's because Ian Allen.
To give him kudos for that. Right? We need the police service. We cannot put everything on the government right now. Right? Because these people are hired to do a job and they need to do the job and do it the right way. You come on a crime scene, you take your information, you go further and you deal with, investigate where you have to investigate. Stop, leave all the job for other people to do it. Call it getting a salary at the ending of the month. It have the hard-working ones in the midst, but you quarter earlier, all you need to get better than that, and all you need to get serious with all the job. And it have people who in the police service representing gangs. They need to investigate these people in 60, 70, 89, and however. They need to get rid of these people and them, Andy. Somewhere or the other, I hope and praying that the minister could get serious and look into these things and start to audit these officers and them. Right? The last wicked, cold-hearted, stink piping Hanovision dead PNM government, they run up themselves and run to change uniform like uniform doing crime in this country. It's the people in the uniform is who doing the corruptionists. We have to get rid of the corrupted ones and them. Just as how we get rid of the stinking dead PNM, we have to get rid of the stink corrupted police officers in the service. Right? They cannot do the job, get rid of them. They cannot solve the crime, get rid of them. It's a serious thing that take place in this country. From the top to the bottom, we clean in, and all citizens are looking on. The police service is not looking good right now, and they need to tuck up, and they need to tighten up.
Oh boy. Yes, tuck up.
And they need to shape up themselves. Right? Everybody just pushing to get a rank in that work, and they're not looking to perform the correct way. And I hope the authorities could look into this and go and visit all them stations and them and start to run on it on them. Do something that only could be able to get the corrupted ones out of it. Right? And these other departments and them who have to investigate crime scene and all that, if they're not performing, get rid of them too, as we say. Right? It's a real sickening thing, Andy. And I hope to Almighty God it could really happen. So people, just remember, We are one people, one nation, one love, and unity is the code. Right? We're going with that all the way. We want goodness restored back in this place. It's out here right now. It's rainy. You all be safe on the nation road and stay alive. And at the end of the day, keep focus. Right? Remember, unity is the code. All the way. And it's that.
Bang, 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 bang. Unity is the code. All the way. And it's that.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Good morning, Andy. I'm calling from Pitti Valley. Good morning, Lennox, Mickie, Trinidad and Tobago. A rainy Wednesday morning. Andy, I want to believe some of these PNM people, some of the PNM in Parliament, like they're going off, you know. Brian Manning, he wants to find out what's wrong with the Prime Minister. And turn and say, like she's a badge on now. Well, Brian, all you had a wajang for how many years?
Hey, so truth, boy. Them are a gangster Prime Minister,
yes.
A bully Prime Minister, a dog as a Prime Minister, uncaring man. And he now studying about what?
He now studying that. When you do to your father, you never talk. The last wajang, he wajang all your Brian Manning was in Tobago. All your field people don't know. Who against Stuart Young throw your hat in the ring? All of them put the tail between the legs and he cussed them. He cussed them French, English, red, green, yellow. He cussed them in Tobago. Come and tell me that there's a madman talking. I am rant of a madman. Marvin Gonzalez, he stand up in Parliament and say how you're insulting them. They just ask a question and they insulting them. You think that's right? When Marvin Gonzalez or they now start to get thing. We took it for 10 years, 9 years. You remember Bridget and St. George? You remember, she? It's 9 years we took it for. It's just a month and all you're complaining. And then the joke. To me, that was a joke. I had to laugh. A new representative, I think he's from Mousica, somewhere. He stood up and said, Mr. Excuse me. Mr. Speaker, excuse me. But they're throwing bags over at we. And then they say we're a 12-seat maxi. That's what I'm going to stand up and say. Boy, all them now start to get it. Chancellor Kudrow says all the time, well, now is we time. All you have 5 years and even more to get. I hope to live long enough to see. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next caller.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution?
Good morning. Yeah, good morning to the Ground Report, the Magnificent Tree. Mr. Andy, this morning, I just want to say something different. I want to just call on the driving public because we're having a lot of accidents on the road and people just only talking about drive safe on the road without telling people how to be safe on the road, right? So because of the carnage we have on the road, I just want to get other advice to the drivers and them who driving to drive safely, because all of us in this together. So now what are my advice to drivers who is driving on hazardous road condition according to the situation with the rain and thing? If you're driving on our highway, don't drive more than 80 kilos. Drive within a safe speed, and the thing to do is to drive on your second gear if you're driving an automatic vehicle. Because what it does, every time you release the brakes, the gear starts to hold back the vehicle. So it's slowing down the vehicle, and you wouldn't have to apply drastic brakes. Because when the rain is falling and the pitch is wet, and you mash brakes, you could catch up a skid, right? I'm going to tell them again, when they stop at a traffic light, to move the vehicle into neutral, because what does happen when you left it in drive? Sometimes the light come on green and you move one time and somebody breaking the red. So you could come in contact with that person. But if you go on neutral, it will take you a little longer to put in the gear, then to move. And that could save your life because it's a little time frame, right? So this is what I'm telling people, that when you're going up, like Lady Young Road, you use the second gear to go over on the next side to go down to the Hilton, where the gear will be holding back the vehicle again. So you need to drive with that kind of sense, because too much of brakes in this kind of time could cost you your life. When you drive through water, before you put in your number one, and you drive on that way, it could hold you back again, because sometimes you come through water, the brakes doesn't hold. So you have to have them a little experience on the road to save your life. So use your gears more when rain is falling with your automatic vehicle to help your brake system. And this could help you save your life. So I just given a little advice to save people's life on you, because I'm a very experienced driver. And anybody who want my number could call me and I could give them a lot of experience. 335-7992. If you want to get a little more experience in driving, I'm a class 5 driver and I drive for 40-something years without making no accident. So I have a lot of experience and I could share my experience with somebody or anybody to save their life. Good day, sir.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning, Andy. Good morning to Mickie, Lennox, and to everybody out there, Newbie and everybody out there. Andy, first I want to commend you all for those fillers this morning. But it's just, the old ones, we prefer the newer contributions in Parliament. But it was okay. It was okay.
No,
it was really
was
nice.
A mistake. The old one was a mistake. Come on after. And
I realized that.
And then upon the new.
But it was still good, hearing Munilal talking there. And, Mrs. Prasad Bisasa, it was really nice. Those fillers are appreciated, at least by some of us. You understand? Now I want to tell Miss Pitty Valley how long we waited for this girl. Since 15 years now, we waiting every day. We on the radio stations, all the radio station, talking about we had to see Rowley go, right? But you're right when they say about Brian Manning, but like he forget when Rowley wanted to use his special shoes. I can't say the word because we on Gael, right? The special shoes he wanted to kick up Munilal with. He wanted to meet everybody on the pavement. That wasn't Bajon activity. When he told Darren Bahau about what you put up a article about me and you put me behind bars and whatever, that wasn't being a Bajon. When he put Amar out of the thing and the lie, that wasn't being a Bajon action. No, you see what has happened to all here. All you have selective memory and sight. That all you see and hear what it is all you want. I tell you, the fashion. They see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. The three little monkeys after all year. Because all you don't see, all you don't hear, and all you don't talk when you see the PNM doing their nastiness. That wasn't Bajon action. You forgot what your father say about them? You forget what your father say, that when he can't have his way, he just mash up? That badger on activity, no. And suddenly Marvelous Marvin heart hurting him because he getting insulted, poor fella. They insulted him when they asking question. What all you used to do? Didn't you insult us by telling us don't eat no macaroni pie and stand up there like some, oh God, I don't want to say. Anyway, telling me, don't eat my macaroni pie, don't go to the cinema, call in your family. Yes, they might want to pelt cup something. Give me a blasted break you here. You come talking us at a damn nonsense to talk about who insulting who, and to ask the cold pot man telling me to buy cold pot and ride a bicycle. All they didn't know about insult then because all they have selective memory syndrome. But we remembered all of that Brian Manning. We remembered all of that Marvelous Marvin. And the next one, I wouldn't even bother with it because he's a total waste of time. Right? They come here, they play, they have halos. All that suddenly they are saints. They're so sanctimonious. But we will watch all of them heroes go up in flames today. When you see this, they finish with them in that parliament today at 1:30, right? And we want to see. I hope we know Penny's not going to let them pass that bill, right? Removing Stuart Young, we know that. And then we will know the worth of that weak belly woman, right? Because it cannot be right that all you put that kind of money for all your pension and pensioners out here didn't get anything. Now, I am not saying, Andy, I know the situation in the country, right? I know they're trying their best. Andy, today's 49 days they're in office. Not 49 years or 49 months or whatever, 49 days. And the things that I am hearing people wanted, like the next one want the bus. He don't want no bus from China. He don't want no bus from China, you know. He wanted from Volvo. And he do like he's a punch board. You just go and you punch a hole and you get pull out a bus, right? And the amount of things he laying down. But I will say it again, Andy. It's years we listened to this program. It's years we complaining. How many times I come and complain that we waited on the Arima bus and we're not getting it. Even the Santa Cruz bus, right? It's not coming as it used to. I never hear that man talk about them buses. But suddenly, he want a whole new fleet. He want everything fixed right away. But little do they realize that the good things sometimes takes a little longer than the bad things. And you see what is going to take place in Parliament today? That is one of the important things, right? Things will happen. Things will get into place. But everything takes time. I don't know why they're rushing. They didn't rush the government. You wasn't hearing them saying a word. Oh, we just waiting to vote. That's all they were saying. We just waiting to vote. Okay, all they waited to vote, right? But all they didn't expect a miracle. All they didn't expect her to wave a magic wand. But you see all the nonsense that they talk, especially that Gatsby woman, about if you can't answer me, don't bother to answer. If you're going back to rehash, don't bother to answer me. Who the hell is she? All you rehash everything up until the 27th of April. With all the cocaine broom and everything, and now all they don't want to hear the facts. Well, here what is it for the next 5 years? Buckle your seatbelts because it is going to be a bumpy ride with all the facts that they're going to throw back in all your face. Andy, thanks a lot and have a good morning. Later. Like I get cut off.
Thank you so much, Ms. Santa Cruz. Thank you.
Andy, good morning again. Vikram here. I agree with Ms. Central 1000%. Ian Allen is doing an excellent job when it comes to solving some of the crime problems in Trinidad and Tobago. And the main reason for that is because you trust him. They do. I trust Ian Allen. He's doing a great work. I hope the government, give him some sort of powers. And he will have the trust from the people. For the police service, I wouldn't say all the police are bad. There are a few that you cannot trust. But the people trust Ian Allen more. And again, I hope that the government do something to boost him up, give him some sort of stipend or something so that he could improve to do more for the country. Ian Allen is number one for me in his program, and I look at Ian Allen every single day. Great job, Ian Allen. Great job, Ground Report. Bless you all.
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, and Mickie K, and the listening audience. Yeah, the question I have today, I just want to find out something concerning licensing office. If we had to go to Parliament to change some basic things like timing, you understand? If they had to go and pass that in the bill, you know, it's true they will have to do certain things concerning the workers and that, but I mean, to change the timing, lunchtime, you can have a rotation, you can hire somebody else to work from between 12 and 1, so you could get them thing going, and the cashiers closing 3 o'clock and 2 o'clock and all kind of nonsense. Let them go and go. Let them go and.
I want to organize and support the call on that, because that is one of the things I want to advocate with this government. That you see that situation where when we go to ministries or government institutions, that the cash register closing for an hour and come back, however, we don't want that. Whoever is the register, the break come, put an ex-public servant there, leave the cash register open, let the damn work continue to flow, no close off time, especially in license office. Let it take a break in various systems. Right, these officers working, all right, you go for your lunch. You organize and hold on. All right, your lunch done an hour. You organize now and come out and continue the process. And you want to go for your hour, you go for your hour now. You see that old time stupid days where they're closing up government institutions are hour for people that go for lunch? Like madness. We want that stop. Let me continue with this contribution here too. This day. I don't say make that introduction one time. One time. Have somebody or people to put in place when that person lunch reach. Everybody can't go to lunch at the same time. Rotate it accordingly to make sure business flows as usual.
And let the cashiers and them go through the same process. Have them running right through, because it have a lot of people coming to see, kind of nonsense. They will have to do certain things concerning the workers and that, but I mean, to change the timing, lunchtime, you can have a rotation, you can hire somebody else to work from between 12 and 1, so you could get them thing going, and the cashiers closing 3 o'clock and 2 o'clock and all kind of nonsense. Let them go and let the cashiers and them go through the same process. Have them running right through, because it have a lot of people coming to see about business in licensing office, and they have time wasting. You understand? Some people coming from point wherever it is, and when they reach there now, they're getting turned down. They have to come back the next day again. You understand? So let me put things in perspective now. If the minister of who in charge of the transport area, look into it and fix that too. Let the commissioner, the licensing office, put a time in or hire somebody else, and we could get the timing going. Yeah, so you're going to, you're just saying you're going to do transaction in license office, and lunchtime, time wasting, cards piling up from people coming from far, cashier closing, all kind of nonsense. And, let me see, and again, let me get some of them license officers having some kind of, talking to people and things, some of these citizens and them in a decent tone of voice too, they're not military. All right, blessings everyone.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
What a contribution! What a contribution! Let's continue.
Good morning, gentlemen. Andy, I was looking at the Parliament yesterday evening. I replayed it. And you know something? I am positive that Imbert and the gang over on the other side, them don't know what side of the house they're on, you know. All of them in a coma or some kind of something. So they believe they're still on the side that represents the government. This man represents the government. This man get jumped, you know. These people need psychiatric treatment, you know. Imbo jumping up every minute with such authority as if he's the king of the house. He's the most learned one in the house. He has an answer for everything. He is large and in charge. He's the boss. And he wants to figure he could tell the opposition not the opposition, sorry, the government. Give the government information about this and information about that. All the talking and all the badge and all of them playing asking us that dotish question. Questions that they should know the answer to because all of them was there doing stupidness in the past 10 years. Every day we could tell them about the 10 years. You understand? But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. A very good thing that the government of Trinidad and Tobago are a whole set of intelligent, strong, capable people. You understand? They can't be bullied by this opposition. These people, well, the majority of them, were there for the past 10 years. And they had to sit down there and take the abuse and said George and all of them on the other side. You understand? They knew, even in opposition, they knew what was wrong and they were trying to fix it. And their voice was like silent in that parliament. And now these banner hooligans want to come and ask, question this, and 41.5 and 51.5. Hey, all you stay in all your lane, all your powerless. All you used to do on the other side of the house, all you can't do it now. Know all your place. Sit down there and learn how to run a country. Learn how a proper government just operate. You understand? And stop trying to make all yourself relevant. Because all you across there is zero. It's just because the dotish people, yes, I'm saying the dotish people who vex, they vex. Vote for all you. You understand? They may have no ambition, no nothing. Why all you inside of there? You understand? But all you better sit down there and listen. And imagine this fast Imbert, he want to be correcting the speaker. Well, yesterday he was the chairman, whatever was going on. Imbert, know your place, eh? Know your place. You, Stuart, Young and all you. Hey, all is past, tens, zero, nothing. Do these people vote for all you and put all you there? Well, all right. All you get a work. All you get money, sit down and keep quiet. All you have no contribution to make. All you know nothing about sense. Because all you didn't do it for 10 years. All you can't be so out of place and trying to do it now. So keep all yourself quiet. You understand? And I want to say to the government, well done. Put them in their place. Just remember, you all were given the responsibility to take care of the affairs of Trinidad and Tobago. It is a big job. It's a job that we know that you all are capable of doing, so just do it. Don't let them, the 13 of them on the opposite side, go all you no chat. You understand? Because all of them is a set of losers, a set of waste of time. We have a country to fix, and we can't fix the country by being stupid and being nice and being soft. So, people, my government, keep up the work. You all are doing Excellent job. Keep it up. Yeah, Andy, I forgot to tell him, but all he should be jumping up every minute and telling me is what he did with the billions of taxpayers' dollars. Billions of dollars that should have been fixing this country and fixing the people of this country. 4% all you give public servant. People ain't have no money. They ain't have no this and no that. And all Imbert do is waste the money. Imbert stand up on top of the desk and tell we what you, as a waste of time, dunce-headed, stupid Minister of Finance, what you do with the billions and billions of taxpayers' money in this country. Imbert, tell me about that, you understand? But if it's anything, yeah, now let me tell you this now. We have a new police commissioner, one that all you can't control. All you didn't put there, yes, man. So you know something? You're going to answer the question, you know. You're going to tell me where the money gone, the money that you do whatever dotations with, and you have all of it catching retail. When everybody, if we had a good finance minister, everybody in this country would have been living comfortable. Imbert, tell me where you do with all the billions and billions of dollars. Jump up and answer that question.
Good morning, Andy. Yeah, Carrie Marcel almost like one F-word Monday when he was in Parliament trying to debate our worthlessness. I want he and all them PNM to pay today. Today's his birthday, you know. I hope Dave Tanku bring out all the ammunition and point it against him and let him have it. Because that little arrogant imp must pay for what he do to this country for the last 10 years. He fool the people and tax the people into poverty. You wicked, evil Imbert. I hope you deal with it today, boy. I hope you had a hold your head and ball. You understand, Andy? You have to pay today. All eyes on Imbert and the disgrace that you put this country into. Dave Tanku, the ball is in your corner. Let the PNM have it today. Drown them and beat them and pull them down to the partner. Right? Have a good day, Andy. All the best.
Andy, good morning. I'm calling from some training we did with MTS. It's over a month and a week, and we never heard anything from MTS security. We just need some advice. There's about 80 of us in, who was training, that we need some update on, what's happening with our job, if we have a job at all. If you all could help us. Thank you.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Morning again, Andy. Barako here. You know what Miss Woodbrook just talked about here? Bring back so much memories for me. When I was now going to get married, I had a good partner that used to work offshore with me, Mr. Guide. So I tell him, I said, Mr. Guide, your boy going and jump the rope. He say, you got married? I say, yeah. Meet up a little young girl there and we decide we get married and all kind of thing. He tell me, he say, here what now? I go take some time and I'll give some nice advice and all this kind of thing for your marriage and your life and thing. But when I sit down and study now, since I know Mr. Guide for nearly about 15 years, we working together and thing. He's an elderly man. He was probably nearly 10, 12 years older than me. I say, but Mr. Guide, without, I can't be disrespectful or anything, but I really can't take no advice from you where marriage is concerned. He say, how you mean? I said, boy, now me I tell him this, but knowing Mr. Guide from the last years, the amount of years I know him, he get more horn than all Santa Claus, reindeer, and them put together. So I say, but I want a marriage to work. Me, I want a marriage to fail. So the advice he could give me is how a marriage could fail, not work. So I say, Mr. Guy, without any due respect, he's my real partner and thing. But I really can't take no advice from you, where marriage is concerned. It's the same thing with these other PNM nasty, dirty, stinking opposition members now. What blasted advice them could give the government? What contribution any one of them could come out and make for better Trinidad and Tobago when they have failed miserably, every single one of them. Penny, cent, dollar, 5 cents, every one of them. Fail. Rowley, who say he's some kind of geologist, that he had to leave politics because he wanted to see his family run away now and born somewhere to study volcano. When he was a man, remember in the Bible they say, the wise man built his house on a rock, and Rowley built a whole housing development on sandy soil with wash away, and I a geologist. He can't come up with no solution for the situation going on by the creek. All over the country, that landslip. And he was a geologist for 10 years. And what advice he going to give people in other country about volcano? But they run the man from all the place, but he can blight all the country. The man is a blight. Let Rowley come in all the country and do anything. And when all of a sudden suffer, then want to know what happened. And these are the next set of losers. And I hear this little idiot, Marcel away name, jumping up and asking us a dotish question, giving recommendation, Marva and all of them. What shoppiness? The Speaker of the House supposed to put all of them on mute because the country could never benefit from none of them. There's such a waste of time. Them can't give no advice and nothing good because them have proven for 10 years they are failures. Leave the people to govern the country and stop wasting the blasted people's time. We have to move forward, not backward. Have a good morning. Take care later.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The lines are open. The number to call is on the bottom of the screen right there. It's on the bottom of the screen. 225-6644. 225-6644 or 239-5120. 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call or send a WhatsApp voice note, and look at the WhatsApp number at the bottom of the screen there too, at 366-3053. 366-3053. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Good morning, Andy, Professor Andy, Assistant Professor Mickie K and Lennox McVeria. This is Diego Martin inside. And I want to talk about restructuring and how we must, from my vantage, restructure this country, particularly the economy. In the private sector, what they usually do when a company is falling apart, not making profit and losing market share, they bring in what you call a hatchet man and their team. And the first thing that hatchet man does, and his team, is to move out the top layer of the personnel who was responsible for bringing the company, or as in our case, the country, into this chaotic situation. And Kamala Prasad Bisesa was given the mandate to be the hatchet woman to fix this country. She has a team and they're ready to work. Now, how are we going to do it? First, we have to remove those personnel obstacle to the progress and fixing the problem. And I'm going to give you a listing of 5 individuals must be removed forthwith. The first one, is the central bank governor, right? The central bank governor is being stubborn, being opaque, and I don't know whose agenda he's basically batting for. It's not TT, because he's hiding the finances of the central bank, which is an integral part of defining what is happening in the economy. He has gone to a new external auditor, BDO. I wonder if the due diligence was done to choose that. I would like to find out who was responsible for choosing that external auditor. My little common sense and my little intelligence has pointed me to Arthur Anderson. Arthur Anderson, 25 years ago, caused the collapse of Enron, a big energy company in America. The whole of the accounting fraternity was under pressure because Arthur Anderson. And after doing the research, a lot of the personnel in BDO might have come from Arthur Anderson. And there's an old saying, show me your friends and I will show you who you are. So I have a big question mark about that. The second one is the Equal Opportunity Tribunal person. Equal opportunity, no discrimination. She has to go. She is a former PNM senator. She has to go. Then we come to the judiciary, which must play an integral part of the criminal activities that has spiraled out of control. Both the CJ and a new appointed judge who won a Privy Council case have to go. The Privy Council said they both have questions to answer. The other one is give me the POLSC members. All of them have to go with respect to their performance. They have messed up the appointment of a police commissioner. This is the 4th bite of the cherry. If they use the same protocol to do the same thing, how can we expect to have confidence in the new police? Guerrero, it's like they was playing with a brand tub, and they might have pulled him out of it. So, yes, I want him to succeed because I want him to basically be in sync with the mandate of the new hatchet lady, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, to fix this country and to mitigate crime. And the fifth one, Adun Meles, the fifth one is the FIU director, Stoddard. He must go. He has a skating judgment with respect to going and macking, sorry to use the term, using it in quotes, Gary Griffith financial activity. So he must go. So those 5 critical offices must not basically frustrate the Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the UNC and its coalition, to move forward and fix this country. Today we will see what is the true picture. And an observation, Ms. Balmati, I haven't seen her participating in none of the parliamentary debates. I know it would have been difficult for her to make a contribution in the Standing Finance Committee. Remember, she said she had problem with numerous skills. So I think she might have been afraid of the Honorable Saddam Hussein or Barry Padarak to ask a long question with respect to calling out a large number, and she might have been caught fumbling. I go and have a nice morning.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and
Hello, good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution in the number one program, The Ground Report, this morning? Welcome.
Andy, pleasant good morning to you and everybody else.
Hey.
Andy.
Bayram. Bayram.
Yeah.
But how you answer me to Bayram like that? You make them people, them gay and name and truth. Look here, answering to Bayram now, boy.
No,
go ahead now, Bayram. Bayram, go ahead.
I'm just going to tell you. Wait, I'm going to tell you. Somebody love Bayram.
Eh?
Mm-hmm. The Chihuahua.
The Chihuahua love Bayram?
Yes.
Go ahead, Bayram.
Yeah, recently I said something about the licensing office in Caroni. And some think-mouth people blaze my tail for that. And you get complaint this morning again about the Caroni licensing office. All you heard it?
Yes, you really did say something, some contribution you was talking about Caroni and license office Caroni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another point is...
And somebody, the people where we not calling names, blaze you for your contribution dealing with that license office. But go ahead.
That's right. That's it. My second one is...
Yeah, go ahead, Bayram.
Plenty things to say, but I will say this one. I want to make the thing short and sweet. When I said that Alexander, when Kamala talk about getting firearm users license for people because of the home invasion and the crime that is taking place, Alexander said, it ain't gonna be so easy. Some small people again blaze metal. And here what happened? You know Roger Alexander. You know what he doing? He going and holding seminar with all firearm users license in this country. What that have to do with anything? What you going and holding conference and seminar with firearm users people? To get what? To get what information? Eh? So again, Andy, when I said something, I know what I say. When they asked him some questions in the parliament yesterday, the man can't talk. He had to get prompted by the fellow friends and things around him. Boy, all you no trouble here tonight.
We're coming with. I understand where you're coming with.
You're a talk show host. You in this thing a long time. And I wanted to tell Lennox Smith the other day, but I didn't remember. He come out from PNM, but PNM come out from him yet. All right?
Who come out from PNM and PNM come out from them yet?
Dwell with that now.
No, but who come out of...
I have to go and do something. I'll find out that now, man. Later, Andy.
Bayram hang up, yes? Bayram say we had to figure it out. They come out from PNM, but the PNM ain't come out from them yet. Who made that be? Bayram is talking about. Let's continue the calls.
bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the number one program, The Ground Report, this morning? Go ahead,
yes,
caller.
Mr. Lennox. Good morning, everyone. Andy, are you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Where are you calling from?
Tell a man who just talking stupidness, song, and so we have a hangover. How we can say that about Roger Alexander? We have to understand it's the first time the man is sitting in Parliament. If it's me too, I'll be nervous. If it's you too, yeah, Lennox, you'll be nervous, wouldn't you?
Yes, even I might be nervous until I get my grip. But go ahead,
yes,
go ahead.
But that man is so stupid. He's singing as though look, that man just get me so mad. What happened to you yesterday? We missed you. Why didn't come on the show?
I was there attend one of the kids' school.
Oh, because I say, Lord, I hope you ain't get slaughtered away if you're sick or something. Anyway, only keep up the good work, but that man is, excuse my word, he's dotish.
Oh, God. Bayram is...
He never had a first day anyway.
Oh, boy, say same Bayram is a dotish man.
He's singing dotish and still drunk. You don't throw those things. What Alexander doing this and that, and Alexander have more sense than because he was a police. That does not say he doesn't deserve a fair chance. Agree or disagree?
I agree with you 100%.
And the man was nervous. He won't be on the tape. Sometimes he'll be talking and he'll stammer a little bit when he's talking. Probably he has a speech thing. Look.
Oh, worry about he every day they was listening to Jack Warner. Jack Warner in the beginning used to be slow, stuttering and thinging.
Yes.
And then Jack started to bring that stutter into a flow.
Yes. So let him keep, don't worry. Look.
I like your voice, I like your voice. I love your contribution. But we know when we on Gael, just hold back on the bad because I see the kind of effects.
You all started to fix the road of Madlock. Anything being done about them to break a bridge?
Let's break a bridge.
But you show us when you were walking piece of plank across and kind of Madlock on the bad road.
All right. So where the recent rains deteriorate?
Yeah, so wait, so vehicles can't pass here at all?
No, I asking you because you gave me the information. I will call the office and find out.
No. Remember during the campaign, you walk across and you show.
No, we ain't started to deal with that yet. Remember, a budget is being put together. Remember, we're going to have a supplementary budget at 3 billion something because the PNM clean out the treasury. They ain't leave the fumes. So it are no fumes. So no MP could do anything at this point in time. Nothing could be done in ministries and all those things because it have no money in the ministries. And plus many ministries are owing. So the new government had to organize now, implement a supplementary budget in order now for they to get working. And that is where taking the time. And remember, you can't just get a budget just so that a plan and make sure they know what they want money for.
This young boy, Karim, he was using the 4-letter word, not realize we were hearing. You didn't hear?
No.
He started the FN word in Parliament. He was talking me another too, and then
So he said FN? He said FN in Parliament?
He started with FN. He got his OC. Yes, he started there. When he kept himself, he changed the word. It's on a voicemail, Andy. Everybody heard it. It's on Facebook where he was talking his on, talking to a friend, and he go to say the 4-letter would be the ING in it. And when he realized he was saying that, he changed it to some other thing. And my friend sent it to me. I said, listen, I don't see that already long time. That was yesterday that came up on Facebook, and it's not what people make. They showed the man picture, and he was talking to me, and who and he was going to use the 4-letter word, when he realized he was saying that he catch himself.
Oh, God, so Corey Marcel mouth is dirty.
Hey, people telling me from the government, he was using the word instead of Parliament, which is F, so, ING.
Oh, God, well, let me correct myself too. MP. For Lavanti Corey Marcel, he mouth. Well, remember he didn't get to finish it anyhow. If he get to say it,
when he done say F, the other word F. When you it's 4, 7, 7 letters make up the word. And when he catch himself and he go to end up with the ing, he just changed his word. I can't remember what he was talking about, but he did swear with the 4-letter word, but he didn't finish the ing. It was on Facebook, only showing, and people telling, oh, you're from the gutters.
But what? Remember, a man can get charged for murder if he was going to and he didn't do it. So if he didn't do it, he was going to, but he didn't.
I'm saying it is very disrespectful.
All right.
To say those words, and his microphone was on, so they said, look at him. But people, so everybody, they bash him on Facebook, all kind of thing they tell him. He had it yesterday from the people from Trinidad and Tobago. Because he didn't realize it was going to be heard on, But anyway, keep up the good work, Lennox. And be safe with this bad weather in Cuba. We have plenty rain down here, whole morning, whole night. So God bless you, and Mr. Smith. The man still Lennox paying him, okay? And your other friend who's been with you, I forgot his name, 3 of you all. Oh gosh, my boy, you know what I'm talking about? The big shades over there in the photo. He used to go and host the programs and things with doubles. Anyway, God, but that man is out of place to say what he had to say.
All right, thank you very much. Oh boy. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Welcome to the ground report.
Good morning, I'm from Grandy, and I say a pleasant good morning to Andy, Lennox, and Mickie K. I was just listening to Bayram, and Bayram pierced a dagger in my heart when I hear you talk about when he talk about Alexander and all of that. I realize Bayram is a whisperer, and whisperers is Lucifer. And Bayram, you have to look at him now, there's a pianamite. There's a pianamite, Bayram.
Oh, God.
You have to watch him now.
So he hurt your heart?
It's stabbing in my heart, man.
What make him, what Bayram did to stab in your heart?
What he said about with Alexander and the guns and things you're talking about. These people is working hard. The UNC ministers is working hard, and they're putting things, everything they're putting in place. Bayram is a whisperer is Lucifer, and he's a pianamite. That's all that's my contribution now. Good.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
We saw, but Bayram a long time, And Bayram say he's a UNC. Bayram tell we. Me and know you realize. I don't know. But Bayram say he's a UNC. But let me continue the program. Let me continue. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Oh boy, hold on caller, hold on. Let me just back to the board. Why ain't getting on the board, boy? Oh, supposed to get you now.
Bang, 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 bang.
Let me take this one by the time the Bluetooth open up to get you on. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Morning again, Andy. Barak for here. Andy, let me tell you something. And people who like this or who might like it, that is okay with me. You see, we want change in the country. We want good governance and things, and we don't want to be the same way like the last government. Going with a sort of bacchanal and nonsense and things. I was listening to the debate real time when Karim, what they're putting out right now and making a sort of controversy and bacchanal on this Facebook thing, It didn't have nothing to do with that. The boy didn't even curse. He was responding to a question, going back and forth and thing, and it was 4 he was going to say. And like, you know, in midair he changed it into something else, but he didn't say nothing related or anything like that. They manipulate that now and put it up like the boy curse and all this kind of thing. So we have to be honest and we have to be real with if we need to go forward in this country.
Nice. So you are saying, Mr. Baraport, that the boy did not curse?
Yeah. It sounds...
All right.
But you are saying something, and, you know, it come like you could say, ma, and then somebody put a mother so-and-so, some kind of thing like that, and interpret it how they want to interpret it. But we, as a new government, we can't be going on in the same dotish way like Sandaras and looking for this kind of heavy issue to make a bacchanal and, you know, degrade people and things. And with Bayram, we're talking about how they're speaking and things in things. It's easy to fool people with words. Now, we had, in the last government, we had some of the most eloquent people that used to speak in parliament with all the vocabularies that you could think about in the world. Rowley would speak for hours without using any manuscript or anything like that. Fitzgerald Hines, Stuart Young, Alwari, Imbert, all of them was very good speakers, I think. But they was a set of liars and failures. They used words and they had people believing in the lies that they want. It come like Jim Jones carrying everybody in Guyana to kill them. Same way with them. You could come in the parliament and you could read braille, you could do sign language. Once you're getting the job done and you're doing it honestly with integrity and right. So no matter what or how Alexander put across his message in the parliament, we don't want to hear you come and you're a doctor of language. We want to hear you're a doctor of doing your job. And when you see after X amount of period pass, we'll analyze you, we'll assess you.
Nice. So we're trying to say, my brother Baraport, is even if a man take 20 or hour to talk, stutter and all, even if he want to tell the parliament, so long not his language, but it's in his actions. You judging him by his actions and not based on his language.
What else? You couldn't have said it better.
Nice.
Sometimes I don't even have to say something to my wife and she done happy because she know performance beat. Old talk. Have a good morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.
Yeah, boy. But watch.
Yeah.
People every day only texting me. They tell me, ask, I don't know. They say, how manage Mr. Baraport know all who get horn and all who does get horn. I don't know, but they tell me, ask you. So I fed up ignore them, but on your own, and you just make it. So how you just know all who get horn? The people want to know. So tell them quick and you can depart the program, sir.
Andy, I work for nearly 30 years in the oil industry. And that's offshore and thing. And you know where they use the other word for the oil industry offshore? The horn factory. Man from all different category. Man who don't drink their horn. Man who does drink their horn. Man who, woman when all the religious clothes getting horn. Man who praying every day. Boy, I sit down with big men and they cry for weeks on my shoulder because I always get staying up, counseling them and all kind of thing. And they're asking me, boy, so when your turn go come? I say, boy, let me tell you something. I don't know if my turn come, it gone already, it go come. But once I know that you see, once you had that thing they call a woman, if you don't make time for them, trust me, backbite you. You understand? Make sure that when you say you spend a 14 years offshore day, make every day a weekend that your woman go feel that, yeah, what now? I could wait 2 years for this man to come back because I know when he come back, he hear to make me feel that I am a woman. So when you see I got to work and thing, and all my colleagues and them say, girl, so what you do this weekend? Well, my man went to the partners to drink rum and play card and cook duck by the river, and I had to stay home and see about the children and all kind of thing. Let me die the recipe for horn.
Oh, but next question, I want to know, I just want to know, did you have to cry on anybody's shoulder?
Well, I didn't find out anything, so I didn't cry at all yet. and I come like Rowley. You understand? Like how Rowley confessed when he get his horn and thing. He say he could take it. Me, I never guess, I never had no suspicion. Because let me tell you something, the kind of thing I do and now, man stick by me and gone down the all kind of road and thing. And she's still there supporting me. Well, why? If I get a horn, I go take it easy and relax myself.
It's just a help.
It's just a help. And then it will benefit me. Because when occasion and thing come, and I had to buy gifts. If I had to buy a pair of shoes, I buy one side and a lady honor man buy the next side. if she had to go and do a makeup or facial and thing, I do in one half of she face, lady honor man do the next half, and it will benefit me. So me going and kill, beat up not this and break up house and all kind of this age in my life. I got to go. Why go and mash up that? And a man come in my life to help me out. I divine intervention.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
In every serious program, it must have a little bit of humor. Can be always be serious, and that's good. Let's continue the very serious program of the Ground Report. In putting Trinidad and Tobago first. In chanting the way of unity and not disunity. In chanting the cause of every creed and race will find an equal place. In chanting the word of no more Indian African history and Bagonians.
Bang, 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 bang.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your very serious contribution on the Ground Report this morning? What's supposed to make news that have not made news? Go ahead, caller.
I had to listen to Barker talking about horn and horn and horn. Right? Andy, that woman who criticized me for talking about Alexander, you know she's talking about a man who cussing and she has said nothing about him. You see how nasty that woman is? She liked to hear cussing. Andy, Alexander was on a TV program for years. What problem he have in Parliament now? And he's a big police officer. What problem you have to talk? But Andy, some people just like to talk. Andy is a UNC. Let me tell you this. I'm a registered member of the UNC since Sunday time. Me no PLM, but I'm not a person that UNC or anybody could come and do stupidness, and I will accept it. Me like that. I know no dotish people like some of your callers, accepting everything and pushing down my throat and accept it. I ain't dotish, Andy. Thanks, Andy.
Oh, Lord. No! Bang, 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 bang.
Listen, good morning to you, caller. Where are you calling from? And what's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning? What's supposed to make news that not making news? What's troubling you when it comes to the governance of Trinidad and Tobago? Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mickie K. I'll be very short. What I want to say, that guy they call Marcel, you know, you could take the gutter out, you could take a person out of the gutter, but you cannot take the gutter habits out of them. And I exactly that guy. He comes from Silox or wherever, and he has the same mentality and attitude that the people there has. And that wouldn't change. because his behavior is not good. As a young guy, he started on the wrong side. You know? Well, he has never mother talking about Kamala, and then swearing, cussing on national television. He always got the habits. And that habit wouldn't change. You know? He come just like jumping, just like how Rowley has jumped. But that wouldn't put him anywhere. It'll drag him down the drain. You see? Anyway, that's what I had to say this morning.
Thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. Ramnarine. Canada. Hello, Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Akash, Adish, Nicholas. Ramnarine, a pleasant good morning to you. A loyal supporter of the Ground Report. Locks on early and every damn morning, man. Andy. I know you put in the time. 6 o'clock. Let me know, start for 6, you know. Start, you know. All our past 5, he done like alarm. First time I ever hear more than 3 sentences or words from him was Uni campaign. He actually talk. First he fight in the piano make a man who don't talk always. Andy. A man who don't talk. Piano make him put together. First piano 3 sentences. Oh God, or more.
Hear me name one.
PNM make the deaf see, the blind hear, but not in no good way. Oh God, PNM was wicked. They're still wicked, and what's me? More than 75% of them, all of them who do wickedness, they're still in the parliament there. Oh God, you know why they lead them there. They lead them there to be the fact bearer, so we will see the face and we remember never to vote for the PNM again. So lead them there, let me see them. The more we see them, is more we know. Don't ever give them a chance. They're wicked.
Bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mickie, and to everybody out there. Andy, I want to tell Bayram, why you calling everybody stink mouth here this morning, right? Why you had to take out all your teeth? And I find you should try putting in your dentures before you make a phone call. You are an expert on firearm users license, an expert on licensing office, and you live in Joko. You're an expert at everything that the government doing. And I wonder how your life is. You talking about Lennox. What about you? You know what kind of man did this call all this? So I feel as you Barrackport is being referred to when you're talking about Horn. I wonder if you're an expert on that too. You have no respect for anybody, and nobody will have respect for you. You're a disgrace, and I'm sure your family feel the same way. You see, when you want to point your fingers at people, you must look at the tree that's pointing back at you. We don't come here with propaganda, lies, half-truth, and innuendos. We bring facts, unlike you. So what if the man had a meeting with the license holders? What if he had a meeting? That offended you too? I think you need some preparation each. And you should start buying it by the case. Because like everything they do bothering you. It have a lot of people who wanted to become advisors, telling her from how to bring in OAS, how to bring in international observers, how to do this, and now you come in to advise her on every ministry. I find you should apply for the job and buy a case of preparation each, because you sound like you badly need it for your mouth and elsewhere. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Andy, good morning. Andy, tell back phone the callers stop beating up on Marcel because they're going to hear Anderson Wilson coming on the radio station and crying and tears and say, why are you beating my nephew? Why are you beating up my nephew? You know, he's the best thing having Lavant here, the best thing in Lavant here, Anderson Wilson, nowhere else. I don't know what that means. The best thing in Lavant here, like the third prize in a race. You know, Anderson. If Marcel running away from Avanti and he's the only contestant, you know, he's going to come out third. Okay? So he's the best thing you have. So, fellas, stop beating up on the boy, man. The boy, you're going to try and come out and say, you know, but Marcel, go read the book. Like how the fella tell the policeman, Alexander, he's going to get better. Alexander's going to get better. Okay? Marcel, you're young and strong. And I think you're bright. Come on. You should go up for the UNC, not the PNL, you'll be smarter. Talk to you, Andy. Bye. Andy, Megan, Andy, sorry to say, but I wonder if Marcel ever passes law exam. Because that buffoon, it sounds like a Gadaha. I mean, the stupid question you asked. He didn't realize he was in power. So I don't know, Anderson Wilson, we come out here and he started to make a rara. I told you guys that the PNM education and Anderson get upset. So they had to lower the standard for him to get in university. So if they lower the standard, that means they lower the grade, that means they lower the passes. So he had no common sense and good brain. Because I know people who have high education, like my niece, very educated, she's in Canada now. She used to lecture in UE. When she get out of UE, she started lecturing immediately at UE. Part-time, because she was that smart. She's in Canada doing very well. She's a big job in Canada. So Marcel. Anderson, you could call her bash me, I don't care about her. That dummy will still be a dummy later.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I, Andy Williams, are very proud of young Marcel's achievements coming from a community as a Laventon. I'm just very unhappy that he chose the PNM to serve or to be a part of. That's all.
Good morning. Could I get a number for Lennox Smith, please? Thank you.
Oh God, I had to look for that number now, boy. Just now, I go get that number. I will send that number. Wait, but then I go low. See, let me play a thing there and then I go back and get Lennox number for the man.
Ground Report family, morning. Our thankful to fire it off on him both of them today. I want to mash up him both today in Parliament. And I want when it happen, I want the nation to see. Just like how we were seeing the past time, because I doesn't get to watch the live ones, but he recorded the videos and thing, I just always watch it and thing, and I like how they just jam them. I like how in the sack like they're not jamming them left, right, and center. And I want Dave Tanku. When I start Dave Tanku, they must put some respect to jam him, but the same way. Locked on and listening.
Nice. Lennox Smith number sent to you, caller. Plenty multitasking, you know. I'll be on the board, I'll be on this, I'll be on that. And that's very good, man. Caller, a pleasant good morning to you. Where you're calling from, and welcome to the Ground Report. What's supposed to make news that's not making news? What's your front burner?
I'm sorry to call again. I'm from Grandie. My contribution is to Bayram. Bayram, you see how it feel like on the next foot? The words they heard, it's hot here. They must be sensitive and real. But I already went to the registration, and I registered you.
He didn't like how you call him a PNM. He was real hurt about that.
Yes, he had to be more sensitive with people too. You understand? But tell him it's too late now. I done register him under that. He's a whisperer, he's a Lucifer, and he's a PNM. And he go and he check, he will see that is what his new name is now.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Lennox and Mickie, everybody. Andy, I have a little problem here. This Clarence from Caradas, well, actually Point Commander. Well, I been diagnosed with sciatica. I have the arthritis. I'm a diabetic. Doctor stopped me right me up from work years ago. So I've been in the system with social welfare for some years now. Now I've reached the age for retirement and did all the paperwork and everything like that. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because I hit on PNM all the time, or I don't like PNM. I don't like using the word hate, but I hate them with a passion because I don't like the thieves, the corruption. I don't like how they treat people. I don't like how they do my country. So I really just hit on PNM hard. And my mouth really has no limit sometimes. And I don't know if it's this, even my officer in social is a PNM, or the supervisors, house supervisors, PNM, I don't know. Because it's almost a year now, like this July coming here is a year, and I can't even get my pension yet. Now, as I in the system for so long, my officer told me, which is Miss Dixon, told me that Mr. Bayer is just a transfer over because you're in the system with us so long. Okay, so they stopped my PA and telling me that, okay, this month you will get your pension, that month you will get your pension. 3 months after, they called me to tell me I had to go down to immigration and drop a paper for immigration to send back the information on them. Well, immigration sent back the paperwork saying that they have no knowledge, no record as to when I leave the country, whatever. Right? So what again could be the holdback? If immigration was the last thing, what again could be the holdback? Right? I don't know what it is going on with them, but this is it hurting me bad as where getting the medication is so much you can do, and you need a little pension to at least try to live here, enjoy a little golden years. Like I say, I don't know if it's them. I don't know if it's PNM people sitting on the meetings. I don't know what, but I don't know. But see if we can, see what they can do for me, because this is really this is beyond now. I wish I could get a meeting with the minister herself and explain to her in person what is going on, because this to me is unfair. 3 months you stopped my PA, right? And I've been hurting. No other income to come in. I mean, I'm in serious pain. Right now I get a stroke because stress. I shouldn't be going through this at this age. I should be relaxing and enjoying some little time I have. I just tired now, Thanks, Andy.
Many other citizens in Trinidad and Tobago is going through that same thing. We hope that whole issue that many people are seeing that we get that rectified under this hard-working new government. Hey, Marabani, a pleasant good morning to you. My Tobago brothers and sisters, a pleasant good morning to each and every one of you that are locked on to the ground report, whether it be on Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, the Caribbean, or on one of our social media platforms. Tobago, Sister, good morning to you.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh boy, Maraboni here is saying the minister said there is a lot of backlog in the ministry. All right, Nadira say, well, I already put up the number. Very good. Jill Monroe said, don't worry, all of that gonna fix now. PNM was dressed evil. Well, I know earlier on Patricia Reid said to bring back Port of Spain. Bring back Port of Spain. We didn't get rid of Port of Spain. The elections and the elections results is what get rid of Port of Spain. Since the election results, we haven't heard, hear, or see. What we know is we tell people if they know we live in, go see if they're smelling any strong smell anywhere close to the house. Because we don't know if he end up in the madhouse. We don't know if he drink Gramazon. We don't know where he gone. All we know is that the day the 28th that the PNM was buried, dead and will be forgotten, we haven't heard from Port of Spain no more. That's Mr. Port of Spain I'm talking about. Go ahead, you all make your calls.
Andy, good morning. Lennox Smith, good morning. And Mickie, good morning. This is Krishna from Rima. Listen to me, Andy. Let me tell that man who called and whatever he was talking about, right? Leave the minister alone.
What?
You hear what I'm telling you? Leave the minister alone.
You hear him?
Out of everything you could talk about, you come in and talk about something I see that make no sense. At the end of the day, my government is working. Since the 28th of April 2025, till this day I speak to you all, my government has been working. So I don't want to hear who talking, when they come about this and about that. That ain't making sense to me, brother. We had our last government, they for 9.5 years, nearly 10 years, and they did nothing. And I don't take that for nearly 10 years. So what are you coming to tell me? No. Leave my government alone, and we will be there for the next 25 to 30 years. Because I see the PNM right now has crumbled. They mash up, Andy. They're gone. Till we hear the opposition leader of the PNM saying the PNM has lost its way. So if she could say that, what she could do to bring back that party, the name PNM, that cult party, that has lost its way a long time. And the people let them know that they has lost their way by voting them out, Andy boy. So my government working, and leave the minister alone and find something to do when they come. Locked on.
Yes, Krishna. Miriam, you hear what Krishna say, brother? All right, let's continue the program. Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning? From Tobago. Good morning, Tobago.
Good morning. I hear calling Mother Bonnie. You're calling me because good morning.
Oh, God,
Andy and the crew.
Silver
Good morning, Mother Bonnie, and I do what you tell me to do, and I get you. What I have to say this morning, right, is that the smoke from the coal pot hamburging all them PNM people, right? And the same smoke hamburging Bayram, right? And I want to say congratulations to my two MPs in Tobago that carry the anchor, and we're looking forward for you to continue good for Tobago, not only PNM do to us. And I want to say congratulations to Trinidad also, to the Prime Minister Honorable, that you will carry Trinidad in a way that the PNM never did do before and was suffering us, and we had too much to bear. Right? And the people, we the people, have to wait, because you meet an empty treasury, and you have to fight to think out how to do and what to do to make our lives better, which you will make our lives better. And we have to have patience. We can't expect everything to do in a day. The world and all was not built in a day. And to Mr. Barato, I always hear you talking about horn and horn and horn. Something is bothering me. Maybe you have a little problem, but this is the only way I could bring it out. But tell the people the truth, what's really wrong with you, because only horn you just be thinking about, and I want to know who horn you or who I horn you, right? This is Silver Fox talking. Thank you.
Oh Lord! Bang, 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 bang.
Nice. I like how it is, Mother Bernie. Silver Fox here. I like how we're talking. Your two Tobago MPs. Blue. Not green, not red. Thumbs up to you, Silver Fox. Nice, let's continue with the number one program and your contributions. Oh, so those die nothing. People exchange their mind. Leave Silver Fox alone, y'all. Atali Kato is here. Let me hear what Atali Kato is saying. I don't read it whether it's against Silver Fox or not, but I want to leave him alone. Mother Bernie prayed for him. Now we catch his senses. Atali Kato say here, Silver Fox, you are a hypocrite. You support Watson Duke.
Oh Lord!
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
I try to help you, Silver Fox. But the people don't forget, oh boy. But y'all, he supports his two Tobago MPs. You heard him there. Let's move forward. Hey, let's tell me, I only hearing Dave Tanku. Dave Tanku making his contributions today. Did Mr. Dave Tanku already made contributions? If he did, could you all send me the contributions that Dave Tanku made? Because he being the finance minister, I and many of you will love to hear what the Honorable Dave Tanku had to say. Yes, Jill Monroe say, oh Lord, I laughing this morning. Yes, it is have laughters on this program, but this is a very serious program. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. And in a serious program, it must have some humor, man. We had to try to get back some humor in us. The PNM had taken away all our humor for the last 10 years. How all are we who ain't dead already? Badly wounded. So now we're trying to clear our arteries while we work alongside a new government in fixing Trinidad and Tobago, in uniting the people, and in getting the job done for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Let's continue the calls. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Apologies, this is Diego Martin inside for the second time. Morning, Professor Andy and Mickie and Lennox Smith. Some information to basically stimulate the mind. I think everybody are aware that the central bank got the Auditor General to move to the side by his actions, right? We know he bringing an external auditor to replace our current Auditor General, Jaiwanti Ramdas. We have to ask the question, why and who did he bring in? He bring in somebody by the name of BDO. Or you could go on Google and you go find out that. But the important thing, changing the auditors require that we spend nice amount of paisa, a lot of money. The cost between our Auditor General and the external Auditor General, from my inside sources, is not peanuts. They were paying the Auditor General peanuts, but this BDO, which headquarters is in Chicago, they are paying plenty. I want to ask the neighbor of KCR in Innesgate, the CB, the Central Bank Governor, what due diligence he did or his cronies to identify that auditing firm is the right firm for the Central Bank of Trinidad auditing. Because my own investigation and what people telling me, BDO has a nexus with was the largest auditing firm in the world, Arthur Andersen, which collapsed because they basically had a link with Enron, and they were part of Enron's scandal, hiding all the information. BDO basically, as I said, had a linkage. They acquired a lot of Arthur Andersen companies throughout the world. So I'm getting to the point where if you basically took some of those people, employees, and those companies, and they were fined heavily by the American legislature, and they eventually collapsed, that is Arthur Andersen, then there is an adage that people will ask, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. So I am showing you BDO friends, Arthur Andersen, and the question mark with respect to their behavior in accounting. So I am asking aloud, does the central bank have something to hide, and they choose an entity might help them cover it up? Go and have a nice morning.
Thank you very much. Jason Mitchell, if Watson Duke is looking for work, you'll try to give him one. But somewhere where he just known right now to just shut up and work. Who else here? Anna Munsami is saying, at least yes, he did. Which Silver Fox did support the Watson. Now he's congratulating the two candidates. Well, the two Tobago MPs. Give him credit. Yes, we have to give him credit. Semantic 62. Andy, you're pushing fire. No, me ain't pushing fire. I'm just reading those social media messages. Some people may not be able to read now, so I'm helping. You know, like when it have the news, it is have this person making hand signals. Yeah, for the deaf to read the sign language in order for them to understand what's being said. All right, Joel Moana. Anyway, UNC win every who vote PNM is UNC now. Oh, well, I understand what you're saying there. But I believe you'll say when UNC win, everybody win, including the people that vote PNM, they win too. I believe that's what you're saying. If I'm wrong, you could always correct me. Well, dawn will fall soon. Wickedness and wickedness don't last forever. We could afford to laugh now. That's Nadira. We'll be locked on to Parliament. That's people will lock on to Parliament today at 1:30. I'll see if it is the real media TT could go live. But no. I'll just take clips. I walk and then it might cut off. No. We might be able to do that. We will take clips. Nice. Samantha is saying we only need nobody to come and close off the program. Nah, partner, nobody will come give us a very great contribution. But he will take longer than Philip Alexander to talk. Jack Warner to talk. Nobody might even take longer than Roger Alexander to talk. But Alexander, he did a great job to the best of his ability. And we must give credit. It's not only what comes out of man's mouth, but his actions in what's coming out of his mouth is in implementing it and showing the actions of it. Keep up the good work, Roger Alexander, MP for Tunapuna. May God continue to carry you from strength to strength. That's what we're talking about. Patricia Reed is saying, Andy, get a work for yourself and Lennox Smith first. Don't worry, we go get our work. But we want to help Duke first. God say we must help our fellow brothers and sisters, whether we on same sides or not. Kamala Prasad Bissasa says she's a government of all, including the PNM people. So including the PDP people, we are a government of all. Don't worry about we getting work. God go bless we. Michael is saying I can get a job for Watson Duke as a clean-up man on offshore platform if his application is real for contractor. All right. Oh my God, Ram Ratan is saying, Joanne, let Duke swim back to Tobago. Oh, sir. Nick Nestor, hats off to Mr. Jack Dio Singh. PNM are ready for that guy. A Primraj is saying unity is the best code for Trinidad and Tobago. I agree with you. Dell is saying Parliament is the new young and restless. Nice. Do you have anything contribution that we could take? But then Nancy saying loving the program. Keep at it, Andy. Pressure Jill. Bless him, Andy. Yes, I did. We blessing everyone. It's all about unity. Whoever vote, what, where, however, it's about good governance now. Yes, Joanne is saying, Andy, you are where God wants you. A voice for the people.
Bang, 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 bang.
Joanne is telling Nathaniel you can't trust Duke. Well, that's how it goes. Let's continue the calls. And even if it is, I have to pick up any job. Remember, I told you all, even if I get picked to be the MP for Tocos and the Grande Valencia, I'd have been the talk show MP. Because remember, I don't get paid for this, eh? So you can't say I got 2 jobs. It's not a job. It's a hobby. I'm doing something that I believe that Almighty God put me here to do. And I know I'm not giving up on this at all. No matter what job comes. The ground report and you the people and your voice have to remain. I'll just pick up work after the program. I'll make sure if it have a contract, it states that. Yes, teacher Nadira. Yes, mommy Nadira. Andy, 3 minutes again. Yeah, and we're going to make sure we lock off on time. Because I'm telling you all in advance, if and when, well, very soon, we end up, we go back on radio. We would not be for the 4 hours. As long as you're on radio, so we will have to go back to 6 to 9. So radio, TV, everybody will have to be on 6 to 9, including you on the social media, because I may have to pick up our work from 9 o'clock, from after 9.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, 1 minute again. And I'm going to make sure I close off. Let me see. Let's make sure we close off. Voice notes I didn't play today. We're going to play tomorrow, please God. Oh shucks, tomorrow is a holiday. Labor Day. And Thursday. Now when we not on tomorrow, because I have to head most likely to Point to Faizabad. Anthony, what you doing now, Andy? What I'm doing now is on radio talking, yeah? Yeah. Chilling out! Making the sacrifice to make sure you asking that each and every one of you have a voice. Anyhow, before the 10 o'clock, because I want to make sure I leave when Gaia leave. You all could have choose any program, or you all could have choose any television station, or any social media platform to lock on to. This morning, you all choose Gaia the Caribbean, Gaia Trinidad and Tobago. We must tell you, the Gal family, thank you. And let everybody else know we're our own, very own local Gaia, what channel it's on, and where they can get us on the Ground Report on Gaia. For those of you on the social media platforms, thanks so much. You all could have choose anywhere else to be but right here on the Ground Report. So I must tell you until Monday morning, please God. Same time, same place. From 6 to 10 a.m. I'm Andy Williams, better known as the Pitbull of Radio. On behalf of the Ground Report team, we are out of here.
Bang, 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 bang.